Oh my god. My mortal enemy seems to like me. The young master of the Jiang family, Jiang Ye, and the little princess of the Jiang family, Jiang Ran, had never gotten along since childhood. It was said that whenever they met, their conversations never exceeded 3 sentences. If they did, a full-blown fight would break out, regardless of the occasion. One day, feeling anxious, Jiang Ran opened a forum and posted, "My archenemy seems to like me. What should I do? Urgent, waiting online." Netizen N, try testing him with another guy first. Pretend you don't know and provoke him a little. Jiang Ran thought this was a brilliant idea. Later, she attended a family banquet arm in arm with a random guy, smiling like a blooming flower. Jiang Ye was so furious he almost dropped dead on the spot. Chapter 1, first sentence. Central Kyoto, Qingyuan Village District. The Song family's mansion was brightly lit. Today was the 19th birthday of the youngest Song's son, Ran. Songsheng enthusiastically waved at the girl in a red dress standing at the entrance. Hearing his voice, Jiang Ran looked over and smiled. Leaving the others behind, Songsheng strode over to greet her and pulled her aside. "I thought you weren't coming today. How could I not show up for your birthday? Even if I had to crawl, I'd still be here." Jiang Ran playfully blinked, the tiny star-shaped glitter under her eye shimmering under the light. As she spoke, she handed over a gift. She and Songsheng had been friends since they were toddlers running around in open-backed pants. Their friendship was well established, and it would have been outrageous for her not to come. Songsheng grinned as he accepted the gift, not forgetting to compliment her. "Our little princess looks stunning today." Jiang Ran, just a month shy of turning 18, was the treasured pearl of the Jiang family, raised with the utmost care and affection. She had always been beautiful, carrying a natural air of confidence that made her utterly captivating. Tonight, she wore a striking red dress, a limited edition piece from D brand. The moment she stepped in, she had drawn the attention of many girls, their eyes filled with envy. After all, this dress was so exclusive that even money couldn't buy it now. Paired with her freshly curled wavy hair, she exuded both elegance and audacity. Within their social circle, the phrase "stunning yet untamed" had long become synonymous with Jiang Ran. Leaning closer, Songsheng whispered in her ear, "Jiang Ye is coming soon. Maybe you should hide for a bit." "Hide?" Jiang Ran raised an eyebrow, as if she had just heard the funniest joke ever. Songsheng cleared his throat awkwardly, looking a little guilty. Everyone in their circle knew that Jiang Ran and Jiang Ye never got along. Their conversations never lasted more than 3 sentences any longer, and an argument was guaranteed to break out. Not long ago, Jiang Ran had even posted on her social media, declaring that as long as Jiang Ye was around, she wouldn't be. If he was there, she wasn't he. If she was there, he wasn't he. That's why Songsheng was so surprised that Jiang Ran had actually come tonight. "That damn brat," Jiang Ran scoffed, completely dropping her usual graceful demeanor the moment Jiang Ye's name was mentioned. "I swear, Jiang Ye just wants to annoy me to death so he can inherit my credit line on and check later." Songsheng. Just as Jiang Ran was about to continue her rant, a cool and familiar voice sounded from behind them. She recognized that voice instantly. Her back straightened on instinct. Narrowing her bright eyes, she let out a soft hum. "The brat's here." Songsheng was also momentarily stunned before quickly putting on a cheerful smile as he turned to greet the newcomer. Jiang Ye had dressed formally tonight, a well-fitted black suit that made him look even more mature. "Happy birthday." He handed Songsheng a gift before his sharp black eyes shamelessly swept over the person beside him. Then, he casually remarked, "You look beautiful." Jiang Ye was tall, almost 1.9 meters. Even with heels, Jiang Ran barely reached 1.61 meters. Every time she had to look up at him, she felt like she was on the verge of developing chronic neck pain. His features were exceptionally striking, no less attractive than the most popular idols in the entertainment industry. But the most captivating thing about him was his deep, black eyes. The beauty mark just below the corner of his eye was the perfect finishing touch, coincidentally in the exact same spot as the tiny glitter star Jiang Ran had applied today. Had it only been a few days since they last met? Somehow, Jiang Ye looked even more handsome. Realizing where her thoughts were going, Jiang Ran inwardly scolded herself. Damn it, good looks are a dangerous thing. Without hesitation, she averted her gaze. Running her fingers through her curls, she bit back her irritation and forced out a half-hearted compliment. Young Master Jiang looks quite dashing tonight as well. Watching the two of them exchange these forced pleasantries, Songsheng raised an eyebrow, secretly counting down in his head. Chapter 2, A Hair Trigger Temper. Jiang Ye's gaze remained fixed on her face, completely unfazed by her perfunctory tone. School starts next week. Want to go together? Next week marked the official start of the semester at Dongjue University. Jiang Ran was a freshman, while Jiang Ye was a year ahead of her at the same school. Hearing this, Jiang Ran's face twisted in disgust. No way. Just the mention of this topic was enough to set her off. When she was little, she had nearly been kidnapped while playing outside. Ever since then, her family never let her go out alone without someone tailing her, always worrying about this and that, leaving her with no freedom at all. Back in high school, she had been eagerly waiting to get into a university far away from home, hoping to finally break free. But her family disagreed. Her elders thought she was too young to take care of herself and that going too far away would be unsafe. Just as she was about to convince them to let her apply to Imperial Media University, she had no idea what Jiang Ye had said to her parents. The next thing she knew, they were forcing her to go to the same university as him, claiming it was for her own good. Otherwise, they'd make her stay in their hometown. Left with no choice, she begrudgingly applied to Dongjue University. To be fair, Dongjue was a top-tier university in the country, located in the north and close to the nation's capital, exactly what she wanted. But there was just one problem. Jiang Ye was there too. If I remember correctly, your parents said that all your allowance will be transferred to my account. Jiang Ye looked at her leisurely. Which means, from now on, whether you buy bags, jewelry, limited edition dresses or even pay for your meals, you'll need my approval. In other words, disobey me, and I'll use my power to cut off your funds. Jiang Ran couldn't hold back and swore on the spot. Songsheng, who had been silently watching the show, here we go. You've got some nerve bringing that up. If it weren't for you, my parents wouldn't have forced me to go to Dongjue. Jiang Ye, it's either you or me, one of us isn't leaving this place alive today. Fuming, Jiang Ran clenched her tiny fists and leaped up, aiming to land a hit on Jiang Ye's annoying face. Amusement flickered in Jiang Ye's eyes. He wasn't even remotely angry. Predicting her move, he casually raised a hand and pressed down on her head, easily stopping her attack. Just to provoke her further, he added, "Shorty." The moment she heard that word, Jiang Ran's face darkened, and her eyes widened in fury. Off to the side, Songsheng sucked in a breath. Oh no. Sure enough, in the very next second, Jiang Ran slapped Jiang Ye's hand away, grabbed his tie with one hand, and raised the other to swing a punch at him. Jiang Ye didn't even flinch. He caught her fist effortlessly, smirking. Why do you explode like a firecracker at the slightest spark? Jiang Ran. Songsheng facepalmed. Why the hell are you provoking her even more? At this rate, if he didn't step in, Jiang Ran might just tear down his birthday party and beat Jiang Ye into submission. And she would do it too. After all, last year's coming-of-age celebration had ended in absolute chaos because of her. That night had been nothing short of legendary. Recalling that traumatic event, Songsheng hurriedly jumped between them, pulling them apart. All right, cut it out, you two. There are so many people watching. Then, turning to Jiang Ye, he scolded, and you? Why do you keep bullying our little princess? He shot Jiang Ye a look, frantically signaling him with his eyes. Bow your head. Stop provoking her already. But Jiang Ye ignored him completely, his gaze locked onto the hand Songsheng had placed on Jiang Ran's shoulder. Jiang Ran turned to look at Songsheng, frowning. Why do you keep batting your eyes at him? Songsheng's face twitched in exasperation. I'm just trying to keep world peace, damn it. Chapter 3. She is so beautiful. The car you looked at last time. Jiang Ye nodded slightly, leaving it at that. Songsheng was stunned, then turned around and looked at the pile of gifts on the long table behind him. The next second, he suddenly shouted, shocking Jiang Ran so much that he almost went deaf on the spot. Without paying any more attention to Jiang Ran, Songsheng quickly ran over to look through the gifts. He didn't pay much attention when Jiang Ye gave it to him just now. He couldn't open it in front of him. Who knew that Jiang Ye gave him a car? Jiang Ran stood there and rubbed his ears, then turned to look at Songsheng, who was like a husky destroying their house, with a look as if he was looking at a mentally retarded person. Looking up, she was caught off guard and bumped into Jiang Ye's sight. Their eyes met and they were both stunned. The smile on Jiang Ye's face paused and then disappeared. Jiang Ran snorted, "What are you looking at?" Jiang Ye's eyes moved away from her shoulder and nodded with satisfaction. "You are so beautiful, why can't you let me take a look at you?" Jiang Ran? Jiang Ran opened his mouth, but for a moment he couldn't find any words to refute. Fuck, totally defenseless. It caught her off guard. Misstep. Misstep. Soon, Songxing came back, but he had a pair of car keys in his hand. Jiang Ran pouted in disdain. Seeing Songxing's expression, he almost knelt down and called Jiang Ye dad on the spot. "Is it worth it for just one car?" Jiang Ran said to him, "Songxing, can you be a little more capable?" Songxing held the car keys devoutly, wanting to cry but without tears. "I don't know what success is, I only know that Jiang Ye is my dad." Jiang Ran. After the joke, Songxing secretly asked Jiang Ran if she wanted to go back first. Jiang Ran stole a glance at Jiang Ye, who was not far away. Jiang Ye was also looking at her and smiled at her. Jiang Ran naturally took this smile as a provocation. Jiang Ran raised her head, like a proud peacock. "I'm not leaving. I'll leave after Jiang Ye leaves." Songxing, "Okay, then you are a magnanimous person, so try to be patient. He is the protagonist today, and he can't keep staring at these two ancestors. He just hopes that Jiang Ran will not demolish his house." After everyone arrived, Songxing began to cut the cake. Those who came today were all Songxing's friends, but there were no elders, so everyone was having fun. Someone's cake fell to the ground without holding it firmly, and before they could clean it up, Jiang Ran walked over and stepped on it without even noticing. She had no choice but to follow the servants of the Song family to the bathroom to clean her shoes. "Miss Jiang, let me help you wipe it." The aunt next to her wanted to help her take off her shoes, but Jiang Ran quickly retracted her feet and said, "No, I can do it myself." Although she was spoiled when she grew up, Jiang Ran is not as spoiled as other rich girls and does not put on airs in private. Jiang Ran couldn't bear to face an aunt who was as old as her elders and had to bend down to polish her shoes. Jiang Ran stood on one foot against the door and tried to untie the strap of her high heels. As soon as her hand touched the shoe, the door behind her was opened. Jiang Ran's pupils shrank and he fell backwards without even having time to stand. Jiang Ye didn't expect to see this scene as soon as he opened the door. He subconsciously wanted to help Jiang Ran, but only touched her sleeve. With a rip sound, Jiang Ran fell into Jiang Ye's arms. Suddenly the whole world became quiet. The girl in his arms was soft, her breath spraying freely on his chest. For a moment, Jiang Ye's breathing became disordered. Jiang Ye's embrace was warm, and Jiang Ran could even hear his heartbeat, so strong. A gust of wind blew, making Jiang Ran's arms a little cold. She blinked and looked down. Chapter 4, Turtle Looking at Mung Beans. The silk sleeves were torn from the wrists to the shoulders, and one could vaguely see the breasts from the side. Jiang Ye followed her line of sight and was about to look down, but Jiang Ran quickly covered his eyes. "Let me see." Jiang Ye wanted to take her hand. He had only heard the sound and had no idea how badly her skirt was damaged. Jiang Ran said viciously, "If you dare to look at me, I will poke your eyes out." Hearing her words, Jiang Ye probably guessed that she was embarrassed. He slapped her hand away, but without lowering his head, he took off his coat and put it on her while looking at the ceiling. "You?" Jiang Ran wrapped his coat tightly and looked up to say something to him, but Jiang Ye just lowered his head. The temperature on his lips was a little hot. Jiang Ran blinked, his eyes full of surprise. Jiang Ye didn't expect this accident to happen, and for a moment he forgot to move. Songxing was eating cake, but then he heard from the servant that Jiang Ran went to the bathroom, and it seemed that Jiang Ye had gone there too. Songxing didn't react at all when he heard the first half of the sentence, but after hearing the second half, he ran to the bathroom with the cake in his hand. "You two are not going to fight each other here, right?" Songxing hadn't finished his words when he looked up and saw two people kissing at the bathroom door. He was so scared that the cake in his hand fell. Jiang Ran reacted and quickly pushed Jiang Ye away. After Jiang Ye stood firm, he looked at her and found that someone seemed shy. Songxing has lived for 19 years and has seen all kinds of big scenes. But what happened today, he swore he had never seen it in the past 19 years, and he didn't even dare to think about it. These two were fighting to the death 20 minutes ago, and now they are, just, kissing each other. Songshin, oh my god, this world is so mysterious. Songshin swallowed and smiled dryly, you guys are developing so fast. He felt as if he had discovered some shocking secret. Could it be that the two of them were just pretending to be at odds with each other? Or were they actually secretly doing it for a long time? Is this what the legend says, the turtle falls in love with the mung bean? Thinking of this, Songshin sighed and slapped his forehead. Why didn't I think of this before? When did you two hook up? No, did you fall in love? No, when did you get together? Being together bullshit. Who would be with him? What a joke, the men who like me are lining up all their way to Italy, who would be interested in this bastard. Jiang Ran tried her best to defend herself, not daring to look at Jiang Ye. Jiang Ye sneered, really? Then ask the people who are waiting in line in Italy to bring me one of your skirts. I'll pay for the purchase and give you a new one as compensation. The skirt that Jiang Ran is wearing is from a famous Italian luxury brand. Jiang Ran, how could she not hear that Jiang Ye was mocking her? This is something that Jiang Hui brought back from abroad for me. You can't buy it anywhere else. Jiang Ye's smile faded, he frowned slightly and asked uncertainly, Jiang Hui? Yes. Jiang Ran felt a little aggrieved. Jiang Ye stared at her and pursed his lips. He seemed to be considering something. After a moment, he said, whatever you want, and left without any further explanation. Jiang Ye's sudden departure made Jiang Ran a little confused. She even reflected on what she had said wrong just now. Jiang Ye, are you angry? Songshin was also a little confused. He thinks he's right. It was clearly his fault that he ruined my new skirt. Why is he angry? Go eat cake. After saying that, Jiang Ran walked out angrily wrapped in Jiang Ye's coat. Chapter 5 Jiang Ye, did you rob a bank? Jiang Ye ran into his elder brother Jiang Hui at the door of his house. Jiang Hui is a captain of Beijing Airlines. He often flies international flights. He is very busy at work and lives in the dormitory most of the time and seldom goes home. Brother. Jiang Ye's tone was a little cold because he was worried. Jiang Hui smiled and nodded in response, then asked him, where are you going? After he finished speaking, he took the flight box out of the car and placed it on the ground. Songshin's birthday. Why don't you play a little longer? You're back so early. Something. I saw the circle of friends of Jian Hair. Did you have a fight with her again? The word is used very well. The two brothers walked in while chatting, and Jiang Ye naturally helped Jiang Hui carry the flight box. Jiang's parents went on a world tour 2 days ago, so now, apart from the servants, there are only the two brothers in the Jiang family. Seeing Jiang Hui about to go upstairs, Jiang Ye called him, brother. Jiang Hui turned around and looked at him, what's wrong? Jiang Ye took a deep breath and said, it's the skirt I asked you to bring last time. Hearing this, Jiang Hui recalled it carefully and suddenly realized, it's the one for Ran Ran. You were not at home and I was in a hurry to leave, so I gave it to Mom. I should have given it to Ran Ran, right? Is that so? Jiang Ye nodded in understanding, so Jiang Ran thought it was a gift from her brother. So, brother, are you going to fly to Italy soon? After thinking for a while, Jiang Hui said, there are no flights to Italy recently. Do you need anything? I have a colleague who can fly. After a pause, Jiang Ye shook his head, it's okay. Go and have a rest, brother. Never mind. Jiang Hui took 2 steps up the stairs and then stepped back as if he remembered something, is Ran Ran in the same school as you? Jiang Ye didn't know why Jiang Hui suddenly asked this. He looked up and stared at Jiang Hui for a few seconds, then nodded slowly. Then remember to take good care of her. Kyoto is so far away from Yuncheng. If anything happens, we can't go there immediately. You are close to her, so help her more. I don't know which word made Jiang Ye feel a little uncomfortable. Jiang Ran had a lot of fun at Songshin's birthday party last night, which caused her to step on the wrong step and sprain her ankle when she was going home. Jiang Ye only found out about this in the morning. After breakfast, Jiang Ran curled up in the hanging chair by the floor-to-ceiling window on the first floor, reading a novel with her injured foot resting on the side. She didn't know how much time had passed, but when she was absorbed in watching, she heard someone knocking on the floor-to-ceiling window next to her. She looked over in confusion, and when she saw Jiang Ye standing in the yard with an umbrella, she said in surprise, "What the hell is he doing here?" Jiang Ye raised his chin and motioned for her to open the door. Jiang Ran snorted, looked away and ignored him. "The weather is bad today, with heavy rain and typhoon warning." After a few seconds, she couldn't bear it and said to the boy outside the window, "Go through the main entrance by yourself." Jiang Ye handed the umbrella to the housekeeper, then walked towards Jiang Ran with the things in his hand. Jiang Ran held the book in his hands and looked up at the person standing in front of him, saying in a bad tone, "Master Jiang, are you so free today? Gunpowder for breakfast? You're so angry." Jiang Ye sat down on the chair opposite her and threw the shopping items into her arms. Jiang Ran took it subconsciously, and when he saw what was inside, the curse he was about to say was stuck in his mouth. GS Limited Edition. Jiang Ye, did you rob a bank? Chapter 6, Incompatible. Jiang Ran now feels just like Song Xing did last night. She really wants to kneel down and call Jiang Ye dad. Fortunately, she is relatively rational. She coughed lightly, suppressed the corners of her mouth that were raised, and asked in a reserved manner, "Why did you think of buying me a bag? Is it because of a guilty conscience? Or does it mean that the weasel has no good intentions in paying New Year's greetings to the chicken?" Hearing this, Jiang Ye reacted a little, "Chicken? Jiang Ran, I feel like you are scolding me." Seeing that Jiang Ran was about to get angry, Jiang Ye quickly spoke softly before she could, "You can't buy that skirt, so I'll compensate you with this." He remembered that when Ji first introduced this bag last month, Jiang Ran posted a circle of friends, praising this bag in various ways. He contacted the brand last night, and Ji worked hard to arrange the goods overnight. He gave the bag to Jiang Ran as soon as he received it. There is no way, this bag is really hard to buy in the country, which is one of the reasons why Jiang Ran has never bought it. Another reason is even simpler, Jiang Ran's pocket money is not enough to buy this bag. Of course, it's okay if you don't like it. I'll return it and think of a way to help you with that skirt. As he said that, Jiang Ye reached out to take the bag she was holding in her arms. Hearing this, Jiang Ran's eyes widened. What a bastard! Listen, my god, is this still human language? You gave it to me and yet you're thinking of returning it. How could you have such an outrageous idea? Jiang Ye saw her dodging movements and he knew it. He knew all of Jiang Ran's preferences. Stingy guy. Jiang Ran complained about him while holding the bag tightly in her arms, fearing that Jiang Ye would come to snatch it. Jiang Ye was amused by her little action, and Jiang Ran's ears turned red from her laughter. What a joke, she scolded him. Jiang Ye raised his eyebrows, and Jiang Ran had a feeling that what he was going to say next might not be human language. You are just like someone protecting his food right now, Jiang Ye didn't say that word. Jiang Ran had an expression of, "I knew it," and raised her foot to kick him. Jiang Ye took advantage of the situation and grabbed her ankle, frowned and whispered, "Don't move." He stopped joking with her, lowered his eyes to look at his feet resting on his knees, his dark eyes darkened. He couldn't help but use some force, causing Jiang Ran to scream out in pain, "You're murdering me." Jiang Ye came back to his senses instantly and let go of his hand. I have to admit that everyone called Jiang Ran the little princess for a reason. The little princess has been delicate since she was young, beautiful and proud, and she is attractive from head to toe. The little princess's ankles are very thin, and when he held them just now, one hand was more than enough. Jiang Ran's toes were painted with red nail polish, which Jiang Ye thought was an invisible temptation. Afraid that Jiang Ran would discover something, he coughed and said, "I heard from Song Xing that you fell pretty badly yesterday. Now it seems to be true. It's swollen like a pig's hoof." Jiang Ran was so angry that he almost couldn't breathe. She knew that Jiang Ye was not here to apologize, and sending the bag was just an excuse. He was here to make fun of her. The son of a bitch really has no good intentions. Today As soon as the words came out of her mouth, Jiang Ran felt a heat on her feet. She looked down and saw Jiang Ye applying the medicinal wine that he had brought from somewhere. The boy's expression was very serious, his eyes were full of heartache, and his movements were gentle and almost pious. Jiang Ran was stunned for a moment. In her memory, Jiang Ye seemed to have always been against her. When she was a child, fortune tellers said that Jiang Ye and her were not compatible and it was better for them to stay away from each other. Reader group number 230788665, welcome to chat. Chapter 7, The Anger of Singles. She had a good relationship with Jiang Ye and Songxing when she was a child. She still vaguely remembers that the three of them skipped classes together when they were in kindergarten. At that time, they also had a very rustic group name, the Most Beautiful Trio. She wasn't quite sure when her relationship with Jiang Ye became like this. Although they didn't fight as soon as they met, they kept talking to each other in a sarcastic manner. The worst fight between the two of them as far as she could remember was when she had just entered high school. Jiang Ye was a sophomore in the same school as her. There was a new boy transferred to Jiang Ye's class at that time, and that boy was her type. Later, she tried to please Jiang Ye and asked him to help her ask the boy out, but Jiang Ye got angry right away. This made her famous in the whole school, and everyone knew that she had a crush on the boy in the second year of high school. This also led to the boy avoiding her whenever he saw her, like a mouse seeing a cat. She had blocked this boy in private, and she still remembered what he said. Jiang Ye said that whenever he saw me and you in the same frame, he would beat me up every time he saw me, not to mention that we were in the same class. Besides, I don't like girls like you either. She's like this? What's she like? Later she found out that Jiang Ye not only threatened the boy, but also said a lot of bad things about her. Hey! Jiang Ran shook her feet and asked Jiang Ye, did we have a Cold War for a year in high school? That was the longest record of their Cold War. The number of words she and Jiang Ye said in that year could be counted on one hand. Jiang Ye didn't stop what he was doing, but his tone was cold. Why do you bring this up suddenly? After 2 seconds, he answered seriously, for days short of a year. He remembers it very clearly. He is 1 year older than Jiang Ran, so during the 2 years they were in the same school, the Cold War occupied a large part of the time. For Jiang Ye, this was not a pleasant memory. Then do you know why I am so angry? Because I made you embarrassed in front of Qin Kang. Jiang Ye snorted coldly, and the force of his hand pressing on her ankle increased a little. Jiang Ran was stunned and looked at him strangely. Who is Qin Kang? Jiang Ye had an expression of caring for the mentally retarded. Seeing that Jiang Ran's eyes were full of confusion and didn't seem to be joking, Jiang Ye slowed down his movements and spoke, your partner who didn't succeed in early love. His name is Qin Kang. Jiang Ran suddenly realized. Jiang Ye's mouth twitched, I loved her so much back then, but only 2 or 3 years have passed and you've already forgotten her name. I don't really like it. Jiang Ran leaned back in the hanging chair, hugged the pillow and recalled, maybe it's because of the restlessness of adolescence. Seeing that everyone is in early love, I want to try it too. Jiang Ye complained lightly, oh, excessive hormone secretion. You are the one who is excessive. Jiang Ye's eyes lit up with a smile, is that the anger of single people? Jiang Ran resisted the urge to kick him in the face and explained, I was angry because the dean asked me to write a 6,000-word self-criticism. Of course, it was mainly because you nipped the idea of prematic love in the bud. In fact, Jiang Ye had already let it go after all these years. After all, he didn't take that boy seriously. But Jiang Ran's explanation today made him very happy. Although it was still raining heavily outside the window, his heart was sunny. Jiang Ye suppressed his blatant joy and pretended to be regretful. Actually, I don't know if you really have a bad eye or you are blind at such a young age. Chapter 8 Look at me. Jiang Ran. The wind is too strong. What did you say? Do you believe that I will dunk on you in the next second? You have someone with great conditions next to you, I don't know why you still like someone outside. After Jiang Ye finished speaking, he looked up at Jiang Ran opposite him. His eyes were extremely serious, as if he was saying nakedly, look at me. Jiang Ran looked at him for a few seconds, and suddenly her heart skipped a beat. She leaned forward and approached him, asking uncertainly, are you talking about Songxing? Jiang Ye, fuck. Jiang Ye's teeth were about to break, but Jiang Ran was still talking to himself. Hey, Songxing is okay looking, but we're too familiar with each other. We're all brothers, you know. Hey, don't leave. Jiang Ye. Ever since the two of them parted on bad terms that day, of course it was Jiang Ye's one-sided parting. Jiang Ran didn't know how she had offended him again. She felt that Jiang Ye might have entered menopause early, as he was always so inexplicable. The two hadn't seen each other for a few days. Jiang Ran left with Songxing on the first day of school. However, Songxing was studying in Z City, next to Yincheng, and he was also a sophomore this year. Although they were in different cities and different schools, the distance between them was not far, so it was easy to meet. Jiang Ran brought quite a lot of stuff, including 3 28-inch suitcases and 2 backpacks. As soon as she entered, she met a warm-hearted senior who helped her carry her luggage. On the other side, Jiang Ye had been standing downstairs of the girls' dormitory for 20 minutes. He looked at the end of the path and saw many girls coming and going. All of them were freshmen who came with their parents, but Jiang Ran was not there. He impatiently took out his phone and sent a message to Song Sheng, confirming again, "Are you sure Jiang Ran has already gotten off the plane?" Song Sheng is still on a high-speed train and replied quickly, "Of course I am sure, she and I separated at Yuncheng Airport. I sent the little princess to the taxi before going to their high-speed train station. If I hadn't bought the ticket too early, I would have sent her to Dongdae first and then returned to Z City." Jiang Ye typed a line of words, but before he sent it out, he heard Jiang Ran's voice. He lowered his head and smiled, then deleted the words and quickly replied, "Received." Jiang Ye put away his phone and looked up. When he saw the boy next to Jiang Ran, his smile froze. It was sunny just now, but it turned cloudy in an instant, and there might be a storm. Jiang Ran was also a little surprised to see Jiang Ye. Before she could say anything, the senior student next to her spoke first, "Hey, brother Jiang. Why are you here?" Before Jiang Ye could speak, he smiled ambiguously. "Oh, I see. Are you waiting for the school beauty?" The person who was speaking was called Cheng Ziqian. Coincidentally, he and Jiang Ye shared the same dormitory. Hearing this, Jiang Ran frowned. School beauty? How come she didn't know that her son was in love at university? "I'll pick her up." Jiang Ye had a cold face and pointed with his hand. Cheng Ziqian was still smiling, but when he looked in the direction Jiang Ye pointed, his smile suddenly froze when he saw the person standing there. "No way. So you two know each other?" Cheng Ziqian just finished speaking and then reacted, "Oh, I know. Jiang Ran, you know again. I remember your junior high school sister just told me her name is Jiang Ran, right? Could it be that you two are brother and sister?" "Oh my god, brother Jiang, why didn't you tell me that you have such a beautiful sister?" Cheng Ziqian mistakenly thought that the two people had the same surname. Chapter 9 Brothers and Sisters or Sister and Brother. Of course, Cheng Ziqian was not the first person to misunderstand. When Jiang Ran and Jiang Ye were playing together as children, many people who didn't know the truth thought they were siblings. Jiang Ran's face darkened when she heard this. She hated it most when people said they were siblings, and of course Jiang Ye opposite her felt the same way. Cheng Ziqian didn't notice the expressions of the two people, and was still sighing to himself, "Genes are really important. Both the brother and sister are so good looking. We are not siblings. I don't have a brother as arrogant as him." Jiang Ran couldn't help but explain. Cheng Ziqian made a strange sound and looked at Jiang Ye again. Jiang Ye nodded calmly, "I don't have a sister as unfilial as her." "Then you guys?" Cheng Ziqian was confused and couldn't figure out the relationship between the two people for a moment. "Actually." Jiang Ran paused deliberately, and Jiang Ye on the opposite side instantly became alert. Jiang Ran walked up and hooked Jiang Ye's neck to let him lean against her. The two faced Cheng Ziqian, who was stunned across from them, one with a blank expression and the other with a charming look. "Actually, we are siblings," Jiang Ran said seriously. Cheng Ziqian's eyes widened, "Huh?" Jiang Ran blinked, her innocent smile carrying a hint of pity, like a little white flower. "Don't you think I look like you? I can't help it. I've been weak since I was young, so I studied late for a few years. Plus, I'm so innocent and cute, so it's easy for people to misunderstand me. This is normal, I don't blame you. If I have to blame someone, I can only blame my brother for looking old." "Jiang Ye?" He slowly typed a question mark. "But, Jiang," brother Jiang's expression. Cheng Ziqian was not sure what to say. He just noticed that when Jiang Ran said the word sister and brother, Jiang Ye's face instantly darkened, as if a storm was about to break out. "Oh, my brother is embarrassed." As Jiang Ran spoke, he reached out and twisted Jiang Ye's waist hard. The corner of Jiang Ye's mouth twitched, and he looked down at her with a frown, his eyes full of doubt. Jiang Ran winked at him, "Why are you standing there? Give me some reaction, even a nod will do." Jiang Ye took a deep breath, and finally didn't nod or say anything, but just smiled. Cheng Ziqian suddenly realized and automatically took this smile as a tacit agreement. Although Jiang Ye's smile was very forced. Cheng Ziqian was a well-known big mouth in the dormitory, so the news that Jiang Ye had a sister quickly spread in the dormitory group. Of course, there were only 3 people in their dormitory. So in less than 5 minutes, another person in the same dormitory rushed over. Because Jiang Ye and the other 3 boys were there, Jiang Ran didn't take anything in the end and entered the dormitory easily. Jiang Ran was the first to arrive. Jiang Ye helped her pick the best bed, and then the other 2 boys helped to clean up. Because Jiang Ran had been a young lady since she was young, she had never done anything like making her bed, so it was Jiang Ye who helped her do it. Looking at Jiang Ye's skillful movements, Jiang Ran found it incredible and almost applauded Jiang Ye and called him Big Brother on the spot. In order to thank Jiang Ye's roommates and Jiang Ye himself, Jiang Ran invited them out for a meal, and everyone took the opportunity to get to know each other. Jiang Ye's 2 roommates, one of them was Cheng Ziqian, who had just met him, and the other one who came later was Qi Yu, both of whom were easy to talk to. Cheng Ziqian approached Jiang Ran because she was pretty, and secondly, Jiang Ran had too much luggage, so he couldn't stand it, so he helped her. But now that he knew that Jiang Ran was Jiang Ye's sister, he immediately gave up the idea of approaching her. Unless he feels that his life is too comfortable, he would never do something like hooking up with Jiang Ye's sister. Chapter 10 Don't Want to Miss. Sister, if you need anything in the future, you can come to us. We'll be there whenever you call. Yes, yes, yes. Sister, you are not familiar with the University of East China, right? We will take you around some other day. Sister, are you going to start military training tomorrow? Remember to wear sunscreen. Sister, do you want to eat watermelon? We'll cut it up and send it to you when the time comes. Cheng Ziqian and Qi Yu, these 2 psychopaths, call each other sister and are particularly affectionate. Jiang Ran responded guiltily, sitting there picking up food and smiling dryly. Sister. Cheng Ziqian just opened his mouth when Jiang Ye stopped him with a cold look, tried to scream again. Cheng Ziqian touched his nose and whispered in fear, "What's that? After all, she is your sister. We can't let our younger sister take advantage of you." Hearing this, Jiang Ran, who was sitting next to him, laughed unkindly, and Jiang Ye almost broke the chopsticks in his hand. He glanced at the culprit next to him, who paused to laugh, then sat down obediently and ate his food elegantly, admitting his mistake. Only you 2 idiots would believe that this little girl is actually older than me. After hearing Jiang Ye's words, Cheng Ziqian and Qi Yu were stunned. Feeling 2 pairs of burning eyes staring at him, Jiang Ran put down his chopsticks, coughed, and explained, "We are indeed not siblings, I was just joking with you all." Suddenly Jiang Ran made a sharp turn, but at this moment, Jiang Ye was thinking, if I stuff the towel at hand into Jiang Ran's mouth as quickly as possible, what are the chances of success? Just as he was struggling, Jiang Ran beside him said in a tone of great fatherly love, "I have always regarded Jiang Ye as my own son." Jiang Ye, he regretted it. I shouldn't have hesitated just now and just picked up the towel to cover her mouth. Cheng Ziqian and Qi Yu certainly didn't believe Jiang Ran's words, they could tell that Jiang Ran was joking. But seeing Jiang Ye get humiliated, they found it very strange and even excited. Of course, getting back to the topic, the 2 of them are still very curious about the relationship between Jiang Ran and Jiang Ye. Although Jiang Ye has never smiled at Jiang Ran, it is not difficult to see from some details that Jiang Ye is absolutely caring towards Jiang Ran. It was the first time for both of them to see someone dare to treat Jiang Ye like this. Even though Jiang Ye looked a little impatient and speechless, people who were familiar with him could see that he was not angry, not even a little bit. Despite the fuss, Jiang Ran finally explained the relationship between herself and Jiang Ye, saying they were childhood sweethearts. When Jiang Ye heard this, his face immediately turned from cloudy to bright, which made Cheng Ziqian and Qi Yu on the opposite side suspect that Jiang Ye had secretly signed up to learn Sichuan opera, face changing when he went home this summer. After sending Jiang Ran back to the girls' dormitory, the 3 older boys also headed towards their own dormitories. On their way, Cheng Ziqian and Qi Yu repeatedly asked Jiang Ye if Jiang Ran had anything to do with him skipping classes and going home last semester and offending the professor. When they asked Jiang Ye before, Jiang Ye just said that there was an emergency at home. But they recalled carefully and found that Jiang Ye's plane ticket seemed to have been bought 2 months in advance, and the days when he skipped classes happened to be the National College entrance examination. Jiang Ye responded vaguely. Back in the dormitory, the other 2 were busy with their own things, and suddenly they heard a whisper coming from Jiang Ye's bed, "I'm afraid she'll be nervous." I don't want to miss any of her important moments. Recording those 2 days. He stood at the school gate, even more nervous than he was when he took the college entrance examination. Chapter 11. This senior sister is not simple. Jiang Ran returned to the dormitory. As soon as she opened the door, 3 pairs of eyes turned to her. Jiang Ran is an outgoing person, not at all shy. She greeted everyone generously. Hello, my name is Jiang Ran. I was out for a while because of something. Hello, Fan Sheng. The short-haired girl near the door was the first to react and replied to her. It's you. The girl opposite Fan Sheng frowned and stared at Jiang Ran for a long time before introducing herself. Fu Yin, please take care of me. Although Jiang Ran was a little confused, he didn't ask any more questions. The girl in the innermost room lived opposite Jiang Ran. When Jiang Ran looked at her, she smiled at him generously, and it was an exaggeration to say that her smile was enough to captivate the whole city, but she could still be called a beauty, pure and innocent. Hello Jiang Ran, my name is Meng Shui, I'm a sophomore. Because there was a problem with the dormitory I lived in before, there happened to be an empty bed in your dormitory, so I moved here. Jiang Ran pretended to understand something and shook her hand. Hello, senior sister. She thought to herself, she is indeed a beauty, and her voice is so sweet. After the few people got to know each other, Meng Shui offered to take the 3 of them around the school. After all, she was a direct senior, so they did not refuse. They changed their clothes and followed Meng Shui out. The first canteen is very ordinary. If you have a chance, you must try the food in the second canteen, especially the sweet and sour spare ribs on Wednesday lunch and dinner. But you have to go early, it's hard to grab them. Along the way, Meng Shui patiently introduced the 3 junior schoolmates. I'm looking for you. A boy came over and it was obvious that he was coming for Meng Shui. Meng Shui greeted him gently and it turned out that they knew each other. The vice president asked me to come find you. He said he couldn't get through to you on the phone. Come on, come on. Meng Shui had no choice but to smile at them apologetically and said, I have something to do. I'll take you around another day. Jiang Ran smiled and waved her hands, and Fan Sheng nodded calmly. Fu Yin looked a little impatient, but she also responded. That's Fan Sheng's personality. But in comparison, Fu Yin's attitude towards Meng Shui was even colder. As soon as Meng Shui left, Fu Yin snorted, not hiding her contempt for Meng Shui at all. What's wrong? Jiang Ran was confused. Fu Yin looked her up and down, and finally couldn't bear it anymore. I think you should stay away from her. Meng Shui. Jiang Ran frowned, not understanding what was going on. When she saw the photo of you and Jiang Ye, her face turned green. Then you pushed the door open and said you were from our dormitory. I thought she was going to fight with you. Fu Yin paused, but after you introduced yourself, I felt that she was relieved. She almost said thank God. And it was obvious that the tone she spoke to you was much gentler than when she spoke to us before. Jiang Ran grabbed the teddy bear on her bag, grasping the key point of her words, and looked puzzled. How does she know that Jiang Ye and I know each other? Fu Yin asked seriously, you don't have internet access at home yet. Jiang Ran looked at the harmless baby-faced boy in front of him and for the first time, he understood Jiang Ye a little. So this is what it feels like to be criticized by a little cutie. The pictures of you and Jiang Ye have gone viral on the forum. Why? Jiang Ye was voted as the school hunk by everyone last year. It is said that he was the first place. He must have attracted much attention. The one who just left. Fu Yin pointed in the direction where Meng Shui left, and then pointed at Jiang Ran and continued, in the entire Dongda University, of course, except you. Now everyone knows about Jiang Ye and her little affair. Chapter 12. I'm in love with you. After returning to the dormitory, Jiang Ran took the time to visit the campus forum that Fu Yin mentioned. There is no need to scroll through the pages, the most popular post is. There are 2 clear photos of her and Jiang Ye. The author, I ran into the school hunk and his roommate. There was a girl next to the school hunk, and we were talking and laughing all the way. 1L, shocked my whole family. Didn't he the school hunk say that he only has Western economics in his eyes and heart? 2L, why do I remember that the school hunk and the school belle Meng were having an affair? Did they break up and have a new lover? 3L, what do you mean? Who doesn't know that Jiang Ye is the most beautiful girl in the School of Economics and Management? Is she worthy of Meng Shui's plastic surgery face? 4L, How long has the internet been disconnected at the sister upstairs house? Jiang Ye and MX had dinner together last semester. Everyone in the whole University of Tokyo knows that MX is Jiang Ye's lover. 5L, am I the only one who focuses on the girl in the photo? PLMM's smile is so pretty. 87L, let me reveal another secret. This girl and I live on the same floor. She seems to be a freshman in the journalism department. I saw with my own eyes that Jiang, the school hunk, brought his roommates to help the junior hunk move things and clean the dormitory. And the junior hunk and the school belle were in the same dormitory. 363L, latest news. This junior high school girl is called Jiang Ran. Do you understand? 364L, brothers and sisters, it was just a false alarm, let us go our separate ways. 365L, a younger sister who is 1 year younger? No way. 366L, my cousin, right. So are the school beauty and the school hunk still dating? Jiang Ran lay in her dorm room for an hour before she finished reading all the comments. What she knew now was that everyone thought she and Jiang Ye were siblings. Secondly, Jiang Ye really has a girlfriend. And this girlfriend is her roommate and a direct senior. After hesitating for a few seconds, Jiang Ran sat up. Not long ago, she had blocked Jiang Ye on WeChat, and now she could only humbly add him back. Jiang Ye seemed to be very free, because he agreed as soon as the add message was sent, and sent her a question mark. Jiang Ran thought about it and started typing. The little fairy only drinks dew, son, dad asks you, are you in love? Jiang Ye. Little fairy only drinks dew, what's there to hide about love? Why don't you tell your dad? Your dad won't scold you. Jiang Ye, what are you talking about in your sleep in broad daylight? Who am I in love with? Jiang Ye, you? Jiang Ran stared at the two latest messages from Jiang Ye on the screen and was stunned for a moment. It took her 2 seconds to react to what he said. Am I in love with you? Hiss. Jiang Ran took a deep breath. What nonsense is this son of a bitch talking about? Jiang Ran felt her scalp tingling when she thought about herself and Jiang Ye being in love. She felt that the scene must be extremely weird. Shaking his head, Jiang Ran gave up the idea and continued typing. The fairy only drinks dew, you must have drunk some fake wine. Even if I jump off the 4th floor of the dormitory and die outside, I can't fall in love with you. It had been a long time since Jiang Ran sent this message, but Jiang Ye hadn't replied to her. Jiang Ran sighed, and continued to take the initiative while holding the phone humbly. In the other men's dormitory, Jiang Ye was so angry after seeing the message Jiang Ran had just sent that he threw his phone away. His two roommates were so scared when they heard the noise that they dared not move. Not long after, before he had even calmed down, the phone that was still stubbornly alive on the ground dinged, and Jiang Ran sent him another message. Taking a deep breath, Jiang Ye told himself not to get angry with Han Pai. Finally, he resigned himself to his fate and picked up the almost scrapped phone. Schmilly, your girlfriend and I share a dorm together. She's pretty, but I heard she's not a very nice person. Chapter 13 Jiang Ye's Revenge. Jiang Ye was a little confused from the beginning, not knowing what Jiang Ran was talking about. But then he thought about it, Jiang Ran was usually crazy, so it was understandable that he talked without a beginning or an end. Through the crack, Jiang Ye took a hard look at the time above. He ignored Jiang Ran's nonsense and asked her if she wanted to go to the cafeteria to eat together in the evening and take her to familiarize herself with the school. Schmilly, 8 sorry, Dad already has an appointment. Schmilly, that's it, my phone is out of battery.jpg. In the boys' dormitory 304, Cheng Ziqian and Qiyu watched with their own eyes as the latest model of mobile phone in Jiang Ye's hand was completely scrapped and lay on the ground with the screen going black in an instant. Jiang Ran turned off her phone after posting that emoticon. Actually, it wasn't that she didn't want to go out for dinner with Jiang Ye. After all, she didn't have much pocket money, so she would be happy to eat for free. If she went to the cafeteria with Jiang Ye, she didn't know what others would say. She and Jiang Ye were not siblings, and he had a girlfriend now, so Jiang Ran knew to avoid suspicion. The next morning, the freshmen of Dongda University started military training. It was still midsummer in Yuncheng in early September. The temperature was better in the morning, but after a lunch break, the temperature was close to 40 degrees. On the playground, Jiang Ran was taken to the first row by the instructor. The instructor watched her closely. She dared not move when standing at attention. Beads of sweat rolled down her forehead. Fortunately, she did not forget to apply sunscreen before going out. She applied a thick layer of sunscreen on any exposed skin, fearing that she would get tanned. There were many seniors coming and going outside the playground. Jiang Ran stood in the front row, receiving many people's gazes. She could hear someone mention her name, and some of the words were not friendly. It is not difficult to guess that these people are the trouble caused to her by Jiang Ye. Jiang Ran closed his eyes and blocked out the voices of those people, while cursing Jiang Ye over and over again in his heart. Jiang Ran slowly exhaled and opened her eyes expressionlessly. The next second, when she saw the person sitting on the chair facing her outside the runway, her pupils shrank. Just say son of a bitch and he'll be here? Seeing her see him, Jiang Ye smiled at her tenderly as if nothing had happened. Jiang Ran fell into his gentle trap without any preparation. Before she could break free, she saw the man who was smiling like a spring breeze a second ago, now holding an ice cream in his hand and taking a big bite without hesitation. From the outer packaging, Jiang Ran could tell that this was her favorite brand, and it was vanilla flavored. Jiang Ye's eyes were full of seduction, as if saying, "Come over and eat if you're capable." Jiang Ran's forehead was throbbing and he felt a little dizzy. She knew Jiang Ye was a bitch, but she didn't expect him to be so bitch. Jiang Ran took a few deep breaths and told himself that it is never too late for a gentleman to take revenge. Your son loves ice cream, right? After she finishes standing at attention, she will go buy him a box and then tie him to the electric pole in the playground so that he can eat as much ice cream as he wants. Let him know how great fatherly love is through personal experience. Not long after, Jiang Ran saw with his own eyes someone take out a can of iced cola from a bag nearby. Jiang Ran even felt as if she heard the beautiful and pleasant sound when he pulled the ring. Narrowing her eyes, she tried to convince herself not to haggle with the idiot. Of course, Jiang Ran could still hold back for the first few times, until Jiang Ye picked up half a watermelon from the ground, scooped out a big piece with a spoon in front of her, and even threw it into the air to show off to her. Jiang Ran really couldn't hold back and got angry on the spot. Chapter 14 The Little Ancestor is Favored. As soon as Jiang Ran said, "Fuck," he regretted it. She moved her stiff neck and faced the instructor's death gaze with difficulty. Jiang Ran, Jiang Go must die today. As expected, the others left to rest, but Jiang Ran was held by the instructor and stood for another 20 minutes. After the rest, Jiang Ran felt that his body was no longer his own, and he felt as light as a ghost. She had just dragged herself 2 steps when a weight fell on her shoulders. She raised her eyes carelessly, and when she saw that annoying smile, the corners of her mouth twitched fiercely. As soon as I opened my mouth and before I could say anything to him, I felt a cool and sweet feeling spread in my mouth. Jiang Ye stuffed the ice cream directly into her mouth. Jiang Ran took a bite angrily and glared at someone while eating. Don't think you can please me with just an ice cream. I'll finish you off after I finish eating. Jiang Ye smiled and lifted the brim of her hat, and replied, I took the time to come and comfort you, or is it my fault? Jiang Ran, how on earth could this person have the nerve to say such a thing? She wants to unilaterally sever the father-son relationship with him. In the shade, Jiang Ran finished her ice cream and slumped down on a chair to rest. Although she was out of the sun, her cheeks were still hot, so she could only take off her camouflage hat and fan herself to relieve the heat. Jiang Ye walked over and sat down next to her, as if he didn't know she was angry with him. He scooped a piece of watermelon and handed it to her. Try it. Jiang Ran opened one eye and glanced at the temptingly red watermelon, then snorted proudly and closed his eyes. Jiang Ye held the spoon and passed it forward again, his tone helpless and doting. I was wrong, please be magnanimous and don't be angry with me. Hearing him give in, Jiang Ran smiled. She was not the kind of unreasonable person, and since someone said so, she would mercifully restore the father-son relationship between them. Seeing that she had calmed down, Jiang Ye smiled and fed the watermelon into her mouth, not forgetting to complain, what a little ancestor. His little ancestor. Being favored. Cheng Ziqian and Qi Yu came with Jiang Ye and sat on the side. So they naturally heard what Jiang Ye said. Cheng Ziqian shuddered at the words, little ancestor, just now, and his expression looked like he had seen a ghost. He made eye contact with Qi Yu with a sour expression. What's the matter with this tone that seems to be a complaint but is also doting? Qi Yu shrugged. How would I know? Cheng Ziqian, are they really innocent childhood sweethearts? Who would believe it? Qi Yu agreed. Cheng Ziqian, what about the school beauty? Where is the white moonlight? Chiyu, have you ever seen how doting brother Jiang is on the school beauty? Cheng Ziqian. Half an hour later, the break was over and the instructor called everyone to assemble. Jiang Ran wailed and stood up resignedly. But before she took a step forward, someone grabbed her hand tightly. Let's apply some more sunscreen. Jiang Ye twisted open the newly bought sunscreen. He didn't usually use it, and didn't know much about it. He just remembered that when he was in military training, it seemed that all the girls in his class used it. Jiang Ran has been fair and beautiful since she was a child. She was most afraid of getting tanned and becoming ugly. Afraid that she would forget to bring it, he ran to the mall as soon as the get out of class was over in the morning and bought one and put it on her as a preparation for her. Jiang Ran was pressed on the chair by him, watching him clumsily squeeze the sunscreen on his hands, and then get close to her face. She subconsciously closed her eyes, thinking that he would be rough, but surprisingly, someone's movements were gentle and careful. When the sunscreen first touched her skin, it felt a little cool, but it was quickly spread away by his fingertips. For some reason, Jiang Ran felt his cheeks getting even hotter. Chapter 15. My dear brother. I can do it myself. Jiang Ran grabbed the sunscreen and rubbed it on his face, while complaining guiltily. You don't know how to apply it. Jiang Ye stared at the blush on her cheeks for 2 seconds, then nodded as if he understood something, and followed her. Okay, do it yourself. There was nothing wrong with what he said, but the smile in his tone made Jiang Ran a little annoyed. Jiang Ran wiped his hands and glared at him. What are you laughing at? Jiang Ye knew that she was angry and embarrassed, so he didn't expose her. He coughed lightly and lied casually. I suddenly remembered that there seems to be a comedy movie released today. I saw the trailer and it was quite funny. Jiang Ran is stubborn and very concerned about her reputation. If he points out that she is shy, she will definitely make a fuss again. Maybe she will block him when she gets back. He has only been off her blacklist for less than a day. It would be better for him to take it easy, otherwise he will have to stay in the blacklist for a few days again. After returning the sunscreen to him, Jiang Ran tidied his clothes and went to the gathering, too lazy to say anything else to him. Jiang Ye narrowed his eyes lazily as she stood up, and he reached out to grab her ponytail. After pulling it casually twice, he asked, Hey, do you want to go to the movies together tonight? Jiang Ran was not angry either, because Jiang Ye, that bastard, had liked pulling her hair since he was a child. But Jiang Ran didn't know that the boy behind him was looking at the girl he liked with a gleam in his eyes. Dad's schedule is very full and he doesn't have time to accompany you. Jiang Ran raised his hand and waved it casually in the air, then continued walking forward without looking back. This time Jiang Ye didn't stop her, but just stood there and sighed pretentiously. Before Jiang Ran could turn around, his voice slowly rang out, I was thinking of taking you shopping after the movie. I heard that Ji has released a new style of strawberry shoes, and I wanted to buy them for you. Staring at the girl's back, the boy curled his lips and said in a sinister way, Since you don't have time, forget it. Anyway, it doesn't matter to me. I wish you a good time. After saying that, he sat back with his arms folded, acting like a big boss, and at the same time, he did not forget to count down in his mind. 3, 2, 1. As soon as their voice fell, the person who had already walked out suddenly made a sharp turn and rushed back. Dad Jiang, I have time. As the saying goes, whoever has milk is the mother, whoever has money is the father. Jiang Ran felt that Jiang Ye was glowing at this moment, and the smell of RMB was emanating from his whole body. See how well he knows her. Jiang Ye suppressed the smile on his face and pretended to be sincere. Aren't you busy? It's okay if you don't have time. It's just a movie. It's okay if you don't watch it. Jiang Ran choked, who is here for the movie? When she thought of the shoes from GS house, her face was filled with flattering smiles again. She raised her hand and patted Jiang Ye artificially, saying coquettishly, What am I busy with? Don't you know? I like watching comedy movies the most. Besides, no one else is as important as you Tilder. Jiang Ran demonstrated the saying, a real man can bend and stretch as he pleases, to the fullest. Cheng Ziqian and Chiyu on the side were so impressed that they almost clapped their hands on the spot. These are the best actress and best actor, right? Two acting geeks battling online? They thought that Jiang Ye and Jiang Ran might have met at the Sichuan Opera School, and they probably learned face-changing. As soon as Jiang Ran left, Cheng Ziqian finally couldn't hold it in anymore and asked Jiang Ye, What's going on between you two? Jiang Ye didn't even give him a glance, his eyes were still on the little girl jumping in front of him. Thinking of what he saw before, Ji was a little curious. Everyone on the forum is saying that you are Jiang Ran's brother. You are pursuing her, don't you plan to clarify it? The next second, a certain big man said with a doting look. Brother is brother, it doesn't say he can't be a boyfriend. Chapter 16, Early love will get you a broken leg. What is your relationship with Jiang Ye? Seeing Jiang Ran finally coming back, Fu Yinyan couldn't help but ask curiously. Just now, many people were secretly watching Jiang Ye and Jiang Ran. Everyone saw Jiang Ye personally feeding Jiang Ran watermelon. People who didn't know were all sighing what a fairy-like brother-sister relationship this was. Fu Yinyan, who knows the inside story, really wants to shout, "This is love, my friends." Yesterday Jiang Ran made it clear that she and Jiang Ye were not siblings. Her last name is Jiang, which means ginger. Of course, only Fu Yinyan and Fan Xing knew that. We grew up together as neighbors. It wasn't that Jiang Ran was being perfunctory. She was just afraid that saying too much might cause misunderstandings. Oh tilde, Fu Yinyan nodded in understanding, childhood sweethearts. Jiang Ran. What's with this ambiguous tone? We're just friends, don't think too much. Jiang Ran explained weakly. Fu Yinyan touched her chin suspiciously, really? Why did she feel that it was not like what Jiang Ran said? At the end of the first day of military training, Jiang Ran was so tired that he almost died on the spot. Fu Yinyan was also so tired that she couldn't walk anymore. In the end, Fan Xing dragged them back to the dormitory. There were only 3 of them in the dormitory, and Meng Shuai hadn't come back yet. Fan Xing changed her clothes and asked the 2 people lying on the bed what they wanted to eat in the evening, and she went out to buy it. Fu Yinyan is not picky about food, as long as it's edible, it's fine. Thank you, brother Fan. Fu Yinyan and Fan Xing were classmates in high school, and Fu Yinyan has called Fan Xing that way since high school. This is mainly because Fan Xing has a cold and calm personality, like an older brother, who can easily handle everything. Beside him, Jiang Ran raised his sore arm with difficulty and waved it in the air. I'm going out with Jiang Ye in a while, brother Fan doesn't need to take me with him. Hearing their voice, Fu Yinyan instantly recovered and sat up. She looked at Jiang Ran on the bed next to her and asked curiously, are you going on a date? Don't worry, my dad said if you fall in love too early, your legs will be broken. Jiang Ran was too tired to explain anything. An hour later, Jiang Ran finished her makeup and was carefully choosing clothes. You dressed up so carefully and yet you say you're not going on a date. Fu Yinyan joked. In just 10 minutes, Jiang Ran had changed 3 sets of clothes while walking back and forth in front of her. Hearing her words, Jiang Ran fell into deep thought. Fu Yinyan is right. It was just a trip to the movies and some shopping. She and Jiang Ye had worn the same pants since they were young, so they had seen everything about each other. It seemed unnecessary for her to dress so nicely. It would be bad if someone misunderstood her. Thinking of this, Jiang Ran silently put the 5-digit pink skirt in her handbag and picked up a white t-shirt and shorts to change into. In high school, because of Song Sheng, the 3 of them always appeared together, so few people would tease Jiang Ye and her relationship. Now that she is in college, Jiang Ran realizes that she should avoid suspicion, especially when she knows that Jiang Ye already has a girlfriend. Before leaving, Jiang Ran even took off the makeup she had been putting on for a long time and went out without any makeup on. The 2 agreed to meet at the snack street opposite the school, and after all the trouble, Jiang Ran successfully arrived late. When she arrived, the marshmallow in Jiang Ye's hand was about to melt. Jiang Ye watched her approach slowly, his peach blossom eyes narrowed, and the eye-catching teardrop mole under the corner of his eye also moved. His tone was not friendly. Did you crawl over here? Jiang Ran, you can't talk properly, right? Girls have to dress up when they go out. Jiang Ran said with a confident tone. Hearing this, Jiang Ye laughed. Their voice was light and cold. Chapter 17 Strawberry Flavor. Jiang Ye looked her up and down, and finally his eyes fell on the pair of flip-flops she was wearing. The mockery on his face was very obvious. Don't you feel guilty when you say this? Others don't understand Jiang Ran, doesn't he know it? Jiang Ran usually dresses up nicely when she goes out, even if it's just to walk the dog, and even puts on makeup. It's no joke to say that she's delicate and pretentious. But looking at her now, she is wearing a bare face, a simple cartoon t-shirt, shorts and a pair of ordinary flip-flops. It is obvious that she doesn't think there is any special meaning in going out with him today. Thinking of this, the light in Jiang Ye's eyes dimmed. Reaching out, he stuffed the marshmallow in his hand into hers and walked forward silently. Jiang Ran was stunned for a moment, holding the cotton candy and quickly chasing after him. Knowing that she was in the wrong, she did not argue with him anymore, and said coquettishly, "Walk slower." How could she keep up with his long legs in her slippers? After finally catching up with him, Jiang Ran spoke to him in a rare friendly voice, "I am naturally beautiful, and I look good in anything. Even if I come out wearing a sack, it won't embarrass you. And I am so tired from military training today, it is understandable that I am late. Can I apologize to you?" Jiang Ran grabbed his arm and jumped around him, trying to get his attention. The snack street opposite Dongdar University is very famous, and there is also a large square here. Once it gets dark, it is crowded with people. Someone walked over and accidentally bumped into Jiang Ran. Jiang Ye quickly grabbed her waist and scolded her, "Walk carefully, what if you hurt yourself holding this?" She had already taken a few bites of the marshmallow in her hand. Although the tip of the bamboo stick was not sharp, it was still very painful to be poked. If it was serious, she would really be injured. "I don't know how she would cry then." Jiang Ran said, "I know," and did not forget to find a chance to explain to herself, "But I really put on makeup, look. I put on lipstick. Are you straight? Can't you tell?" Jiang Ran grabbed him with one hand to prevent him from walking forward on his own, and at the same time she raised her head and pouted at him. Under the dim light, the girl stood on tiptoe, her eyes shining like stars, and her pink lips looked more like jelly because of the lipstick. The girl didn't realize there was anything wrong with her action. Jiang Ye's dark eyes sank, and a voice in his heart told him not to look, but he couldn't take his eyes away, and his hands in his pockets clenched. The next second, he pulled out his hand and gently touched her lips. "Strawberry?" he asked. The boy's voice was very attractive, deep and hoarse. With a bang, Jiang Ran's breathing stagnated and his cheeks turned red. She looked away guiltily, thinking, could it be that Jiang Ye is a vixen? Looking at Jiang Ran, who was walking in front of him with his head down, Jiang Ye slowly exhaled and cursed himself in his heart, "You are useless." Thinking of the scene just now, Jiang Ye's Adam's apple rolled up and down. Almost, just a little bit. Fine. If they had really kissed just now, Jiang Ran and him probably wouldn't have had any contact anymore. After all, the little ancestor's heart is hard. Raising his hand, Jiang Ye stared at his thumb, which still had some strawberry-flavored lipstick on it, sparkling under the light. With a slight movement of his index finger, the lipstick was twisted open by his fingertips and then disappeared, as if nothing had happened. Chapter 18. It's all about living. Knowing that Jiang Ran was very tired from the military training today, Jiang Ye first took her to a restaurant in the snack street to eat, and then rushed to the cinema. I don't know if it was because the movie wasn't too popular or because of time issues, but they were the only two people in the entire theater, as if they had booked the entire theater. Jiang Ye doesn't usually like watching movies, but he occasionally watches documentaries. He has never been interested in comedy movies. He heard Cheng Zichin mention this movie the day before yesterday, so he thought of it when he made an appointment with Jiang Ran. As for the content of the movie and the cast, he knew nothing about it. Saying that going to watch a comedy movie is just an excuse. The lights in the theater were turned off by the staff, and it was dark all around. The movie was about to start. Jiang Ran reached out to grab the popcorn next to him, but before he could pull his hand back, someone grabbed it. Her body stiffened and she turned to look at Jiang Ye. Just as the film was opening, the light from the screen hit their faces. Through the dim light, Jiang Ran saw someone staring straight ahead, sitting upright, with his long legs leaning against the seat in front of him, looking very expectant. "What are you doing?" Jiang Ran shook her hands, motioning him to take his hands away. Jiang Ye seemed to have just come back to his senses. His slender hand passed over her small hand and took a few popcorns from the bucket. He asked back without blushing or beating his heart, "What do you think?" His eyes seemed to say, "It's just a piece of popcorn, what are you thinking?" Isn't it normal for hands to touch the popcorn when it's placed on the armrest between the two of them? After being treated like this, Jiang Ran felt that she was making a big deal out of nothing. When they were little, they wore the same pants, ate the same bowl of rice, and even took a bath together. So what if they touched each other now? Thinking of this, Jiang Ran sat obediently and watched the movie. Seeing her attention diverted, Jiang Ye secretly breathed a sigh of relief. He is really difficult. Holding hands has to be done secretly, and I don't know when it will end. After the movie was over, Jiang Ye had no idea what the movie was about. He was listening to the geese calling from the side the whole time. He even felt that there was someone's devilish laughter in his ears. Anyone who saw Jiang Ran would say that she was a lady of high socialite status, the apple of the Jiang family's eye. But in front of him, Jiang Ran's image was really falling apart every day. Jiang Ye was quite helpless. Jiang Ran was very satisfied with the movie. Jiang Ye could find that her fatigue caused by military training had disappeared, and she felt a lot more relaxed. I still remember that when she ran the 800-meter race in high school, he accompanied her to finish the race. He knew her physical strength very well, and he didn't know what to do in the future. Opposite the cinema is the shopping mall. On the way, Jiang Ran had a smile on her face all the time, and everyone could see that she was very happy. When she arrived at the G counter, Jiang Ran went straight for the pair of strawberry shoes. After buying the shoes, Jiang Ran couldn't help but try on 2 more clothes, and Jiang Ye bought them for her without saying a word. When going downstairs, Jiang Ran tugged at his sleeve and called him Brother Jiang humbly. Jiang Ye didn't know what she was going to do, but when he heard this name, he knew it was no good. Jiang Ran winked at him and smiled ingratiatingly. Look at the bag displayed in the window of the store downstairs. Does it look like the one that's missing from Ran's baby's cabinet? If all her pocket money wasn't in the hands of this bastard, she would never act coquettishly with him, unless she was crazy. Jiang Ran, humble yourself for a living. Chapter 19. Jiang Ran and dogs are not allowed to enter. Baby, do you want it? Jiang Ye didn't even look at the bag she was talking about. His eyes were always on her, but he hid the emotions in his eyes very well. Jiang Ran didn't expect him to call her that. She had just called herself baby just to act coquettishly and as a joke. Now, Jiang Ye's call of baby almost made her die on the spot. She said it so innocently, but for some reason it seemed to have a color when it came out of his mouth. To say that she just suspected that he was doing something pornographic would be too fake. After all, Jiang Ran felt like a car wheel was about to run over her face. She suddenly felt like she had dug a hole for herself. However, the two had been taunting each other since they were young, and they were used to it. Jiang Ran felt that there was no need to be serious. After all, she still called Jiang Ye a son of a bitch. Jiang Ye has always been very fond of Jiang Ran, and he would do whatever he could for Jiang Ran's request. So for a bag, he didn't even look at the price, and if Jiang Ran said she liked it, he would pay for it immediately. Jiang Ran couldn't let go of her new bag. On the way, she didn't forget to flatter Jiang Ye. Brother Jiang is very rich. You are so great in my eyes now. No one can compare to you. You are handsome and rich. The key is that you are so honest and kind. From today on, you are my big brother. No. You are my brother, blood is thicker than water. Jiang Ran spoke with great emotion, and Jiang Ye's mouth twitched. Who wants to be your brother? Blood is thicker than water. Jiang Ye felt that he was very angry and urgently needed a quick-acting heart-saving pill. Jiang Ran didn't notice his abnormality and continued to chatter away. I remember this mall belongs to your grandpa's family, right? Then can I come in and shop around and buy whatever I want without having to pay for it? Jiang Ye's grandfather is from Yuncheng City and is a well-known wealthy businessman in the local area. Hearing this, Jiang Ye smiled gently and said to her in a doting tone, be good. I'll call Grandpa later and ask him to ask the manager to arrange it. Jiang Ran didn't expect him to be serious, and her eyes lit up immediately. She also said considerately, oh, no need to bother any manager, just customize a VVVVV card for me. Jiang Ye shook his head, looking serious and speaking solemnly, how can that be possible? After all, I am your brother. Blood is thicker than water, isn't it? Jiang Ye emphasized these words. Jiang Ran couldn't stop smiling. She suddenly felt that Jiang Ye wasn't that bad after all. She now liked Jiang Ye no matter how she looked at him. But before she finished laughing, Jiang Ye's faint voice came, just ask the manager to hang a sign at the door. Jiang Ran blinked, still immersed in pleasure. Just right. The young man paused deliberately, looking at the girl with eyes that seemed to have tiny stars in them. Then, he said something extremely cruel in the softest and gentlest voice. Just right, Jiang Ran and dogs are not allowed to enter. Jiang Ran. Grass. The son of a bitch is still the same son of a bitch. The mall was some distance from the school, so Jiang Ye raised his hand to stop a taxi. In the back seat, Jiang Ran was still angry about what happened just now. As soon as she got in the car, she looked out the window, leaving Jiang Ye with a cold back of her head. Because of the time and location, there was a serious traffic jam. The car stopped and started, and Jiang Ran felt tired again. Not long after, she fell asleep leaning against the window. Jiang Ye naturally took the person into his arms and let her head rest on his shoulder. He lowered his eyes and stared at her for a long time, making sure that she was sleeping soundly. Jiang Ye slowly lowered his head. Chapter 20. Still not together. Jiang Ye moved very gently, for fear of disturbing the person in his arms. The little ancestor's lips were as soft as before, like a piece of pudding, delicious and tempting. He could even taste the faint strawberry flavor, which was her lipstick. This was not their first kiss, it was on Song Xing's birthday. Even though it was an accident that day, there is no denying that the two of them did kiss each other's first kiss. Of course, if Jiang Ran hadn't mentioned Jiang Ye later that day, he might have been happier. Thinking of Jiang Ye, Jiang Ye's eyes darkened. Jiang Ye is 5 years older than him and nearly 7 years older than Jiang Ran. Everyone thinks that Jiang Ran grew up with him and Song Xing, but that's not entirely true. Jiang Ran has been running behind Jiang Ye since he was a child. Logically speaking, he and Song Xing were older than Jiang Ran, but Jiang Ran had never called them brother since they were young. She always called them by their names. But every time she called Jiang Ye, she would add the word brother at the end. Even when she spoke for the first time, she didn't call them mom and dad, but brother Jiang Ye. Until now, whenever the families sit together after dinner, the elders will mention the fact that Jiang Ran called Jiang Ye brother. It is said that Jiang's father was jealous of Jiang Ye back then, even though Jiang Ye did nothing wrong. When Jiang Ye heard this as a child, he would laugh at Jiang Ran with his elders, but now he can't even bear to listen to it. He found that he seemed to be increasingly disgusted with hearing Jiang Ye's name from Jiang Ran's mouth. Every time, he loses control. Others didn't know, but he knew it very well. Since she was little, Jiang Ran has always said that she wants to marry Jiang Ye when she grows up, and Jiang Ye always agrees with a smile and never corrects her. Jiang Ran was not only spoiled by the Jiang family, but also by Jiang Ye. He still remembers Jiang Ye written in Jiang Ran's diary. He also remembers how sad Jiang Ran, who had just entered junior high school, was when he found out about Jiang Ye's decision to study abroad. Later, the two of them were in a cold war for nearly a year in high school. Why did they not reconcile for so long? He knew that Jiang Ran was angry because of that unimportant transfer student, but Jiang Ran didn't know that the main reason he was angry was Jiang Ye. Jiang Ye seemed to be always in her eyes. She seemed to never see him. The traffic light turned red, and the driver glanced at the rearview mirror and saw Jiang Ye kissing Jiang Ran. The young couple in love were very affectionate, so the driver was not surprised. He smiled and asked, "The boy and girl are so pretty. How long have you been together?" Their destination was the University of Tokyo, so the driver was a little curious about the love life of this top student. Logically speaking, shouldn't a top student only focus on studying? Jiang Ye raised his eyes to meet the driver's curious gaze, and said in a low and hoarse voice, "We are not together yet." Hearing this, the driver was stunned. "Why are you kissing when you are not together? Are hooligans so blatant now?" But the next second the master came to his senses and realized that this must be the final step in the ambiguous period. "How long have you known each other yet you're still not together?" The driver joked as he stepped on the accelerator and slowly followed the car in front. In the back seat, the boy's eyes seemed a little hurt, but he quickly returned to his original indifference. The voice coming from the back seat was very soft, so soft that it seemed unreal. 18 years. The driver in the front seat choked and almost stepped on the brakes. Taking advantage of the traffic jam, he looked back suspiciously at the boy behind him. The boy's eyes were beautiful, but for some reason they were gray and without a trace of light. Chapter 21. What kind of girl do you like? The military training at Dongda University lasted less than 3 weeks. It started hastily but did not end hastily. The welcome party was held on the last day of the military training, and as a freshman, Jiang Ran naturally could not miss it. That night, the playground of Dongda University was filled with people in neatly arranged camouflage uniforms, and Jiang Ran was one of them. Jiang Ran was still a little confused as she watched Jiang Ye slowly walk onto the stage. It was not until he spoke that she realized that Jiang Ye was the new president of the Student Union of Tokyo University. Wow, your Jiang Ye is so handsome. I've seen a lot of boys who are tan like coal recently. Now Jiang Ye is really handsome. He kills me in suits. Fu Yinyan was shaking Jiang Ran's arm and couldn't stop praising Jiang Ye, who was giving a speech on the stage. Jiang Ye was dressed very formally today, wearing a black suit and a pair of silver-framed glasses. The spotlight was on him, and he was the focus at the moment. Jiang Ran had seen Jiang Ye many times, who was vicious and treacherous, and suddenly saw him so serious, she felt a little dazed. What she didn't know was that the Jiang Ye on the stage was the Jiang Ye that everyone knew. His every move revealed elegance and dignity, like a nobleman. But his temperament was never agitated. He seemed friendly to everyone, but in fact he was distant and indifferent to everyone. A typical Scorpio man, cold on the outside but warm on the inside. Of course, this warmth is only for Jiang Ran. Everyone also jokingly called Jiang Ye a flower in the School of Economics and Management, a snow lotus growing deep in the iceberg, which can only be admired from afar and not touched. Tokyo University has always been lenient with students, as long as they don't cause any trouble. Every year's welcome party is serious at the beginning, but the style gradually deviates from the norm in the latter part. The freshmen in the audience had no interest in the first few performances and were trying hard to resist sleepiness. But when the electronic music started, everyone jumped up like a cat whose tail was stepped on, and it was like a large-scale disco scene. Everyone was having a great time, including Jiang Ran. After all the performances were over, Jiang Ye returned to the stage and made a bunch of official remarks before officially announcing the end of the welcome party. Everyone was reluctant to leave, and some freshmen were so fearless that they called out to Jiang Ye on the stage. Jiang Ye paused and looked at the people in the audience without saying a word or moving. President, everyone says that senior sister Meng is the white moonlight in your heart. I'm here to seek confirmation. If it's true, I won't argue with you. I also have some AC knowledge in my heart. As the saying goes, a newborn calf is not afraid of a tiger. After the boy finished speaking, there was a burst of booing from the audience. As the president, you can't hinder the love of your juniors. Hearing the boys booing, the girls were not to be outdone. What kind of girl does the president like, and what major do he like? You can pick whatever you want here. As soon as the girls said this, the scene exploded and the atmosphere became even more heated. The audience was very lively, but Jiang Ye on the stage stood there calmly and expressionlessly, and no one's words had any effect on him. Until he glanced and saw Jiang Ran, who was in the first row below and was cheering with excitement. After a moment, Jiang Ye retracted his gaze and moved his thin lips slightly. Journalism major. The scene was as quiet as a chicken, and no one understood what Jiang Ye said without any context. Journalism. What happened to journalism? But the silence lasted only a few seconds before the crowd started to explode again, especially the girls from the journalism department. Jiang Ran was a little slow, and the smile on her face froze after she reacted. As we all know, it is not easy to find a job after graduating from journalism. You can only persevere with your passion. When Jiang Ran chose this major, his family members unanimously disagreed. Chapter 22, Collective Broken Heart. If Jiang Ran studied journalism in order to develop in a TV station, such as being a host, then the Jiang family might agree. But Jiang Ran's goal was very simple and clear, that is, to be a reporter, and she did not have too high aspirations. The Jiang family also sent out 2 generations of people to persuade her for a week, but in the end they had no choice but to agree to her request. Jiang Ran is the only child of this generation of the Jiang family, and all the inheritance that the family has accumulated for generations is to be given to Jiang Ran. Originally, the old man of the Jiang family hoped that his granddaughter could study economics and management or finance like Jiang Ye, but who knew that she chose to study journalism, and no one could stop her. Everyone knows that the journalist industry is not popular nowadays. Even journalists who have just started working usually don't have enough money to pay for rent. But fortunately, Jiang Ran is not short of money and has no such worries. The Jiang family does not expect her to make money. I just feel that this job is too hard. Not only does I have to write articles, I also have to run around for interviews. How can a little princess who has been spoiled since childhood do this job? Isn't Senior Meng from the journalism department? Fuck. Does this count as a confession? It's over. The freshman camp is collectively heartbroken. Jiang Ran came back to her senses after hearing the discussions around her. Yes, she almost forgot that Meng Shui was also a journalism major. I don't know why, but I suddenly felt a little uncomfortable. I can't describe how it feels. Jiang Ran pursed her lips, thinking that maybe she was short of oxygen from dancing so hard just now. I feel a little uncomfortable. Jiang Ran pulled Fu Yinyan and Fan Xing beside him, wanting to go back first. Fan Xing responded and said, "Then let's go back together." Fu Yinyan glanced at Jiang Ye, who had not yet stepped down from the stage, and then looked at Jiang Ran beside her, her eyes moving back and forth between the two. Finally, she retracted her gaze, smiled and pulled Jiang Ran and Fan Xing. Let's go, I'm so tired, let's go back and take a shower and have a good night's sleep." After the party, Jiang Ye wanted to go find Jiang Ran, but was stopped by a phone call. The person on the other end of the phone sounded anxious, and Jiang Ye didn't even have time to go back and change his clothes, and rushed directly to the hospital. In the Yinchengzhou District Municipal Hospital, an old man lying on the hospital bed was leisurely eating an orange. The next second, the bodyguard at the door said, "Chairman Cheng, the young master is here." Hearing the sound, the old man on the bed hurriedly threw the orange in his hand to the old housekeeper next to him. The old housekeeper hurriedly caught it and covered him with a quilt. When Jiang Ye pushed the door open, he saw his grandfather lying on the bed, looking pale and weak. The old butler beside him also had a heavy expression on his face. Jiang Ye called the old housekeeper and asked, "What did the doctor say?" Before the old housekeeper could speak, the old man on the bed spoke weakly, "Ju is here." Ju is Jiang Ye's childhood nickname, which was given to him by old Cheng. Not many people know this childhood nickname, and now only old Cheng calls him that. "Grandpa." Jiang Ye called in a low voice, and hurried forward to hold his hand. "I remember that you were not in good health. Why did you suddenly fall ill?" Cough cough cough. "Grandpa is old, it's normal for him to get sick." Old Cheng was still pretending. Jiang Ye was about to say something when he suddenly saw the 4 bottle hanging next to him with a few eye-catching words written on it, "Medical glucose." Jiang Ye breathed a sigh of relief, realizing that his grandfather had done it on purpose. He pulled out a chair and sat down, saying in a neutral tone, "Are you so sick that you need glucose transfusion?" "Mr. Cheng." Jiang Ye added, "That's pretty serious." Chapter 23. No one is better than her. Being exposed, Mr. Cheng coughed awkwardly and stopped pretending. He sat up straight and peeled another orange. Seeing this, Jiang Ye sighed, quite helpless. "What do you want to see me about? Grandpa is still busy so late at night, and I don't know what he is trying to do." Hearing Jiang Ye's words, old Cheng threw the orange peel hard and said, "Don't you have any idea in your mind, kid?" Old Cheng counted on his fingers. "Count it yourself. How long has it been since you last came to see me? You think I'm old, right? It doesn't matter whether you come to see me or not, right? Okay, I understand, get out of here." "Jiang Ye, it's the moral blackmail again. School has just started recently, and there are a lot of things to do at school, so it's a bit busy." Old Cheng didn't buy his nonsense, really. "You're so busy, but you still have time to accompany the little girl from the Jiang family to go around." A while ago, when Jiang Ye accompanied Jiang Ran to the mall to buy things, because it was their own business, Mr. Cheng got the news first. "That's enough." Old Cheng stopped while he was ahead. Staring at his little grandson in front of him, he sighed and said, "Business, go see her in the next few days. The doctor said she's not doing well." Jiang Ye lowered his eyes and his long eyelashes trembled. After a moment, he spoke and said, "Okay." Knowing that Jiang Ye was quite sensitive about this matter, Mr. Cheng naturally did not say much and stopped there. "Is he together with that girl from the Jiang family?" He changed the subject and decided to show some concern for his grandson's life. Jiang Ye lowered his head, peeling an orange in his hand. When he heard his grandfather's words, he didn't look up, but just replied lightly, "No." As soon as the orange peel was peeled, the aroma filled the nose, making people feel relaxed for some reason. Jiang Ye handed the orange to his grandfather and wiped his fingers carefully with a tissue. Old Cheng looked over. Although Jiang Ye had no expression on his face, he could still feel that Jiang Ye looked a little lonely at the moment, which made him feel distressed. "You're already an adult, but do you really have to hang yourself on this one tree? Why not try a few more? Old Cheng sighed. He couldn't understand what his little grandson was thinking. He was so worried about him that he suddenly felt that the orange in his mouth didn't taste good anymore. I thought about it, but I think no one is better than her. In fact, no one knows, including Jiang Ran himself, how important she is to him. Since that day, Jiang Ye seemed to have disappeared and had not appeared in school for several days. Cheng Ziqian and Chi Yu called and sent him messages for several days but received no response. If they had not heard from the counselor that Jiang Ye had asked for leave, they would have called the police. Hey! Junior sister Jiang Ran. At the cafeteria entrance, Cheng Ziqian saw Jiang Ran in front of him and quickly chased after her. Hearing their voice, Jiang Ran stopped and turned around to see that it was Cheng Ziqian. She smiled and greeted him, then stood there waiting for him. Schoolgirl, has brother Jiang contacted you in the past few days? Jiang Ran shook his head blankly. No, what's wrong? Strangely enough, Jiang Ye hadn't contacted her in the past few days, and he didn't reply to her messages. She originally thought that Jiang Ye was the new president of the student union and would be busy at the beginning of the school year, but now it seems that this is not the case. The counselor said he had taken 3 days off, but it's been almost a week and he hasn't returned yet. We can't contact him either. Did something happen at home? I think Jiang Ran and Jiang Ye's families have a good relationship, so Cheng Ziqian came to ask. Chapter 24 Jiang Ye won't be kidnapped. After hearing the news of Jiang Ye's disappearance, Jiang Ran didn't eat lunch and had no appetite, even though the limited sweet and sour pork ribs in the second cafeteria were very tempting. After much thought, Jiang Ran decided to ask Songxing in the neighboring city first. Songxing was also a little confused when he received the call and heard the news of Jiang Ye's disappearance. Do you think Jiang Ye has been kidnapped? Jiang Ran said, his mind full of melodramatic scenes from TV dramas. The Jiang family is so rich, it's not impossible that Jiang Ye has been kidnapped. Thinking of this, Jiang Ran's steps became faster. She had to call the police quickly because her son was still waiting for her to rescue him. Songxing held the phone and twitched his lips. You should watch less TV dramas in the future. So he hasn't contacted you in the past few days? No. But nothing happened at his home. Uncle Jiang and his family haven't returned yet. It's almost Mid-Autumn Festival and brother Jiang Ye is quite busy. What could possibly happen at his home? Songxing paused as he spoke, as if he remembered something, but Jiang Ran was already anxious, and she became even more impatient after hearing this tone. Just speak up, don't be so hesitant and coy like a woman. Songxing. Isn't his grandfather from Yuncheng? Could something have happened to his grandfather's family? You are nearby, why don't you go and take a look first? I will go there quickly too. Although he was next to Yun City, it would still take some time to get there. Jiang Ran had been to Jiang Ye's grandfather's house before. When they were in high school, Jiang Ye brought her and Songxing here to play once. After leaving the school gate, Jiang Ran hailed a taxi and continued to call Jiang Ye on their way. When Jiang Ran arrived at Cheng's house, only the old housekeeper was there. The old housekeeper stared at Jiang Ran for a few seconds before calling out with certainty, Miss Jiang. It has been more than 2 years since Jiang Ran last came to the Cheng family, and there have been some changes. Hello. Jiang Ran greeted him politely. Excuse me, is Grandpa home? The old housekeeper led her into the living room and poured her a glass of juice. Something happened at the company, Mr. Cheng will be back later. Does Miss Jiang have anything urgent to do with Mr. Cheng? Jiang Ran took the juice and thanked him, but he had no appetite to drink it. It's an urgent matter. I want to ask if Jiang Ye has been here these days. He hasn't returned to school. I asked his family and they said he hasn't returned. Are you asking about the young master? The old butler seemed to be hesitating about something. Jiang Ran was also smart. He could tell at a glance that the old housekeeper knew about this. He quickly asked, Can you tell me where he is? I'm really anxious. The living room was silent. After a moment, the old housekeeper spoke. The young master is in the hospital. 10 minutes later, the Cheng family's car was heading towards a hospital in the suburbs. Jiang Ran sat quietly in the back seat, staring out the window in a daze. Today's weather is not very good, it is gloomy and a bit hot. The weather forecast says that there will be a rainstorm in Yuncheng in the afternoon. Yuncheng has a lot of rain in the summer, and every time it rains, it is fierce. Not sure if it was because of the weather, but Jiang Ran felt like he wasn't breathing smoothly. Half an hour later, Jiang Ran looked up at the hospital building in front of him, and suddenly his eyes felt a little sore. She kept repenting on the way, thinking that her attitude towards Jiang Ye before was really bad. She would try to be nicer to him in the future and try her best to show her great fatherly love. Following the information given by the old housekeeper, Jiang Ran arrived outside a ward. She raised her hands at her side again, and just when she was ready to go in, she suddenly felt a weight on her shoulders. "Why are you here?" Chapter 25. She came with the light. Hearing the familiar voice, Jiang Ran turned around stiffly. Looking at the boy standing behind him, Jiang Ran whimpered and rushed over. Jiang Ye reacted and hugged her with his free hand. "You scared me to death. Jiang Ye, you bastard!" Jiang Ran cried and cursed. Summer clothes were thin, and Jiang Ye could feel that his t-shirt was already wet on his chest. Jiang Ye had been depressed for many days, but from the moment he saw Jiang Ran, from the moment Jiang Ran threw himself at him, he felt that nothing seemed to matter anymore. Jiang Ran always has this kind of magic. She seems to know very well that he needs her very much now. So, here she comes. Came with the light. 10 minutes later, Jiang Ran sat on a chair opposite the ward, turned his head and looked away, not even giving Jiang Ye a glance. Jiang Ye also just now understood why Jiang Ran was here. He sat down beside her, and Jiang Ran quietly moved aside, far away from him. Jiang Ye laughed and moved closer. Jiang Ran tried to hide but was stopped by him in time. "I've been here for the past few days. My phone is broken and this place is remote. I don't have time to go out and fix it. I didn't mean to ignore the call." After hearing Jiang Ye's words, Jiang Ran also breathed a sigh of relief, but thinking about how embarrassed she was just now, Jiang Ran still didn't want to talk to him. "You're crying like this. Are you worried about me? Do you think I'm sick?" Jiang Ye hit upon her little thought. Girls love to fantasize, and Jiang Ran is no exception. She did think of many possibilities along the way, such as Jiang Ye had a car accident, Jiang Ye had a terminal illness. Jiang Ye used a handkerchief to wipe the tears from her eyes. Jiang Ran slapped his hand away, staring at him with her beautiful eyes. "I'm fine, not sick," Jiang Ye explained to her. "If you're not sick, why have you stayed here for so long and not gone home? Do you want me to beat you into a vegetable and let you stay here for a few more years?" The more he thought about it, the angrier he got. Jiang Ran got up and was about to leave, holding his bag. Before she even moved, she heard Jiang Ye's slightly hoarse voice behind her, "My mother is here." Hearing the sound, Jiang Ran's pupils shrank and he turned around abruptly. When their eyes met, Jiang Ran finally saw how miserable Jiang Ye was at the moment. He hadn't shaved his beard, and his face was pale and tired, which made the dark circles under his eyes more noticeable, and the red bloodshot in his eyes was a little scary. If the atmosphere wasn't wrong, Jiang Ran really wanted to ask Jiang Ye if he had gone to rob a tomb these days, and made himself like this. In her memory, Jiang Ye had always been bright and beautiful. That's not right. Jiang Ran came back to her senses. Didn't Jiang Ye's parents go on a world tour? The day before yesterday, she saw Jiang's mother post a circle of friends saying that she had arrived in Rome. Why are you suddenly in the hospital again? Catch her. Quick. Before Jiang Ran could ask, there was a sound of heavy objects hitting the ground, breaking glass, and chaotic footsteps. She looked over and saw several doctors and nurses dragging a woman in a hospital gown into the room. The whole corridor was filled with the woman's shrill screams. The sky outside the window was gloomy, and the empty corridor was somewhat eerie with the sound of a woman's heart-wrenching screams. Jiang Ran couldn't help but step back. This is a private mental health facility. In this ward is my biological mother. Grandpa said she wasn't feeling well these past few days and asked me to come and keep her company. She was the one who broke her phone. Jiang Ye's tone was serious, and there was not a trace of joking in it. Jiang Ran withdrew his gaze and looked at him again. The boy and she looked at each other from a distance. He was still smiling, his smile was gentle, yet so tired. Chapter 26. It's really ironic. At this moment, Jiang Ran suddenly felt that the boy in front of him was a little strange. The two had known each other for almost 20 years, but she seemed to not understand Jiang Ye at all. Jiang Ye learned about his background when he was in junior high school. To be precise, his current mother, Jiang Ye's biological mother, is actually his aunt. It is said that his mother got pregnant before marriage, which caused her depression. Not long after he was born, her condition worsened and he almost died in her hands. Later, her mother was sent to a nursing home by her grandfather, where she stayed for nearly 20 years. Because his biological father was unknown, his grandfather and aunt finally decided to conceal the matter and take him to the Jiang family to give him a complete life. After finding out that he knew about this, his grandfather and aunt did not continue to hide it from him. This is also the main reason why he feels inferior in front of Jiang Ye. Everything he owns belongs to Jiang Ye. From then on, Jiang Ye's name was like a curse, reminding him all the time. His parents, the identity of the young master of the Jiang family, and even Jiang Ran, are actually Jiang Ye's. Jiang Ye still remembers the scene when he first came here to see his biological mother. She was sitting on the edge of the bed, looking out the window, holding a tattered rag doll in her hands, muttering to herself. He was brought forward by his grandfather and spoke to her, but she ignored him. It wasn't until her grandfather said that he was Ju that she reacted. Jiang Ye would never forget the disgusted look on her face at that moment. If it weren't for his grandfather, he would have died at her hands again. Jiang Ye didn't want to admit that this was his biological mother, but that was the fact. The person who hated him so much and wanted to kill him again and again was the one who gave birth to him. It's really ironic. I remember you asked me how I got the wound on my arm. Jiang Ye suddenly said something that Jiang Ran didn't react to. Hearing their voice, Jiang Ran calmed down and thought about the past. She remembered very clearly that it was when Jiang Ye was in junior high school and she was in the 6th grade next door to him. It was a summer. Everyone had changed into short-sleeved t-shirts early, only Jiang Ye was still wearing a spring and autumn t-shirt that covered his face tightly. Until one time when he taught her to swim, that was the first time Jiang Ran saw the wound on his arm, which had already scabbed. His skin was white from the blisters, making the wound look even more hideous. She also asked Jiang Ye if he had secretly fought with someone. As for his origins, Jiang Ye did not tell her at that time. Jiang Ran still remembers that Jiang Ye didn't look well during that time, and was unhappy all day. She thought he had encountered trouble in junior high school, or had too many worries during adolescence, so she was extra careful during that time, taking care of his emotions, always accommodating him, and not making trouble with him. Every day at noon, she would secretly run to their school and leave her favorite dessert for him. Of course, the wound has healed by now. Jiang Ye exhaled a foul breath, as if he was tired. I was bitten by her when I first came here. She was held down by the doctor and couldn't strangle me to death. In the end, she pounced on me and tried her best to bite me to death. The boy looked up at the ceiling, his eyes unfocused. You hate me so much, yet you gave birth to me. So many contradictions. Jiang Ran felt mixed emotions, and it would be a lie to say that he didn't feel sad. She really didn't expect Jiang Ye's background to be so complicated. Chapter 27 Ju is not afraid. After listening to Jiang Ye's story about his life, Jiang Ran's heart sank. Even she feels uncomfortable listening to it now, and can't accept it, let alone Jiang Ye who was still young back then. Ju, don't be afraid. Jiang Ran called him by his nickname and went forward to hug him. Even if everyone doesn't want you, you still have me. I have a lot of money, I will support you in the future. See how important she is. Jiang Ye put his arm around her waist and rested his forehead on it. Smelling her fragrance, he took a deep breath and slowly opened his eyes. Are you serious? He asked her, smiling. Jiang Ran said in a serious tone, of course. The Jiang family has such a huge fortune, and she is the legal heir. Since Jiang Ye is not a member of the Jiang family, the Jiang family's property will not be distributed to Jiang Ye in the future. Thinking of this, Jiang Ran felt that it was necessary to calculate how many properties and shares he had in his name when he went home for the National Day. Jiang Ran touched his head distressfully and comforted him, don't panic, I always treat you as my own son. Don't worry, I will never treat you unfairly. She decided to give half of her property to Jiang Ye when she returned. Jiang Ye. I want to be your boyfriend, but you want to be my dad. Jiang Ye did not stay in the sanatorium, and took a taxi back to school with Jiang Ran. As soon as he got in the car, Jiang Ran stared at the tiredness on his face for a few seconds, then patted his legs. You lie down and take a nap, I'll call you when we get there. It's quite far from here to school. When she came, it took her more than half an hour to get here from Cheng's house, and at least an hour to get to school. Jiang Ye raised his eyebrows and looked at her, but did not refuse. As soon as Jiang Ye got close to her, he could smell the perfume on her body. It was a familiar smell that made him feel at ease. He rested his head on her legs and just looked at her with his eyes open. As soon as Jiang Ran lowered her head, her eyes met his. The next second, she saw his Adam's apple rolling up and down. So sexy. Jiang Ran cursed herself for being useless, raised her hand to cover his eyes, and said firmly, "What are you looking at? Go to sleep." Hearing Jiang Ye's hoarse laughter, her ears softened. She could feel his eyelashes brushing against her palms, and she slowly closed her eyes. He was very tall, so when he lay down he could only curl up his legs in frustration. Jiang Ye hadn't had a good rest these past few days, and he just wanted to tease her, but he actually fell asleep later. Along the way, Jiang Ran sat upright, just like an elementary school student attending his first class, not daring to move. It was raining outside the window, accompanied by rumbling thunder. Jiang Ran took out headphones from his pocket and put them on Jiang Ye, fearing that he would be woken up. Jiang Ye could feel someone touching him in a daze, but he didn't wake up. Maybe he subconsciously knew that Jiang Ran was there. It was not convenient to park at the east gate, so the driver helped to park across the street. Jiang Ran paid the fare before waking Jiang Ye up to get out of the car. Since neither of them brought an umbrella, they went straight into a convenience store nearby. Jiang Ran wanted to buy an umbrella, but when she saw the Odin on the side, she felt a little hungry. She paused holding the umbrella handle, and turned to ask Jiang Ye, who was sleepy behind her, "Ju, are you hungry?" Ever since she found out about Jiang Ye's nickname, Jiang Ran has been calling him Ju. Jiang Ye could even hear the fatherly love in her tone every time she called him Ju. Jiang Ye knew that she was hungry, so he nodded as she spoke, a little bit. Jiang Ran was delighted. "Then let's finish eating before leaving." Chapter 28. Isn't she your girlfriend? In front of the floor-to-ceiling window of the convenience store, Jiang Ye and Jiang Ran sat on high stools, eating hot Odin and watching the heavy rain outside the window. "I originally wanted to grab the sweet and sour pork ribs from the second canteen today," Jiang Ran said incoherently while chewing the meatball in his mouth. Jiang Ye twisted the yogurt and placed it next to her hand, and then I heard you were missing, so I went to look for you without even eating. So you didn't notice that I was away these few days?" Jiang Ye raised his eyebrows and suddenly felt that his presence was very low. Jiang Ran drank a mouthful of yogurt, sighed with satisfaction, and then began to explain. "I sent you a message but you didn't reply. I thought you guys were busy in the student union, so I didn't bother you anymore. Who knew you weren't in school?" At this point, Jiang Ran felt that this was not going to work. She turned her head to look at Jiang Ye and taught him seriously. "Remember to tell me where you're going next time. Would a phone call or a text message tire you out?" Jiang Ye understood, "So I have to report to you wherever I go in the future." So that she wouldn't be unable to find anyone again. If Song Xing hadn't been smart enough to ask her to go to Cheng's house this time, she might have called the police. Jiang Ye said, "Oh," in a tone that wasn't too serious, "but I remember that other people report their whereabouts to their girlfriends. Isn't checking up on someone something that only a girlfriend can do?" After he finished speaking, he stared at her straightly, with a smile in his eyes that was a bit playful and a bit serious. "Jiang Ran, well, since you don't see me as your father, you can report to Senior Meng in the future. You don't have to worry about me. Dad is fine and not sad at all." Jiang Ye, fuck. Something seems wrong? Jiang Ye thought about what Jiang Ran had just said, wondering what was wrong. "Senior Sister Meng." Jiang Ye opened his thin lips and uttered these three unfamiliar words. "Who?" Jiang Ye frowned. Hearing this, Jiang Ran paused holding the bamboo stick and turned to look at him as if he was looking at a scumbag. How could this son of a dog be so dog-like? Why ask her so righteously who her girlfriend is? Would he lose his memory after being out for a few days? Seeing Jiang Ran's sudden heavy expression, Jiang Ye became even more confused. He had no idea what kind of drama this idiot was adding to his story. "You're not sick, are you?" Jiang Ran touched his forehead and said seriously, "You don't even have a fever, what nonsense are you talking about?" Jiang Ye asked persistently, "Who is Senior Meng?" Jiang Ran tilted her head, looking at him strangely, my direct senior sister, the school beauty Meng Shui, don't you know her? Jiang Ye tried hard to search his mind for memories about this name, but found that there were not many. He seemed to have heard Cheng Ziqian and the others mention some school beauty, and it seemed that her surname was Meng. Finally, he replied with 2 words seriously, not familiar. I can't say I don't know him. I have some impression of him. I can only say I'm not familiar with him. Why should I report my whereabouts to her? Jiang Ye asked the key point. Jiang Ran looked at him as if he was a mentally retarded person. Isn't she your girlfriend? After a long time, he heard Jiang Ran ask weakly. Before he could answer, Jiang Ran's voice rang out again, Ju, you can't do this. You will be struck by lightning if you behave like a scumbag when you go out. As he was speaking, there was a loud rumble of thunder outside the window, and lightning flashed across the sky, briefly illuminating the surroundings. Seeing this, Jiang Ran shrank his shoulders and looked at Jiang Ye again with an expression that said, see, I was right. Chapter 29 Someone I Like. Who told you that she is my girlfriend? Jiang Ye was not sure what Jiang Ran was thinking. Seeing her indifferent look, he couldn't help but feel a little unhappy. Jiang Ran suddenly felt that the odin in his hand didn't smell good anymore. Everyone is talking about it on the campus forum, and I asked you about it last time, and you didn't refute it, right? I heard that this news has been circulating since last year. It's been so long, it doesn't seem like it's fake. If he and Meng Shui had nothing to do with each other, it should have been clarified long ago. Last time. Jiang Ye was stunned. After trying hard to recall, he finally understood what Jiang Ran sent the message. He sat up straight and insisted, I have nothing to do with her. Jiang Ran paused. The rain stopped, so Jiang Ran bought a lot of snacks before returning to school with Jiang Ye. Jiang Ye helped her hold the snacks with one hand, and with the other hand he reached behind Jiang Ran and held an umbrella over their heads, his posture protective and possessive. There were very few people walking around in the school at this time. The few people who were there each held their own umbrellas and walked seriously with their heads down. No one had time to notice their presence. Jiang Ye sent Jiang Ran to the dormitory building before leaving with an umbrella. He pushed open the dormitory door, and when he entered, Cheng Ziqian in the dormitory had just woken up. When he saw the person at the door, he subconsciously said, fuck, thinking he was still dreaming. Coming back to his senses, Cheng Ziqian couldn't help but sigh, Jiang Ran is really awesome, he found the person so quickly. Where's Chi Yu? The dormitory was dark. Jiang Ye hung up his umbrella and turned on the light. Oh, he hasn't finished class yet. Cheng Ziqian jumped down from the upper bunk, dragged his chair over and asked, what happened to you? It's like you've been missing for the past few days. We almost called the police. Jiang Ye didn't say much, something went wrong at home. My phone was broken and I haven't had time to fix it yet. Hearing this, Cheng Ziqian was a little bit unconvinced. Jiang Ye had just changed his phone not long ago. A few days ago, he and Chi Yu witnessed Jiang Ye breaking his phone and then buying the latest model. It's only been a short time and it's broken again. It was not until Jiang Ye threw the phone, which had been smashed so badly that even his own mother could not recognize it, on the table that Cheng Ziqian opened his mouth in surprise and believed it. What kind of hobby is it to smash mobile phones all the time? It turns out that the happiness of rich people is something that mortals like them cannot understand. It was junior sister Jiang Ran who found you, right? Jiang Ye hummed, his attention focused on the web page. Seeing how serious he was, Cheng Ziqian leaned over and glanced at the computer screen. Don't you never read forums? Cheng Ziqian's mouth twitched. Jiang Ye never reads campus forums and has never even registered. Jiang Ye ignored him, and after a moment he suddenly asked, how do I post? Cheng Ziqian, are you sick? Jiang Ye was very smart, and he understood after Cheng Ziqian gave him a brief explanation. Cheng Ziqian didn't know what Jiang Ye was doing. In the quiet dormitory, the only sound that could be heard was the sound of Jiang Ye typing on the keyboard, which was quite fast. 10 minutes later, Cheng Ziqian suddenly refreshed a post on the forum. It was just posted and there were no comments yet. He looked at the ID of the poster and saw the words, Jiang Ye clearly visible. When Cheng Ziqian clicked on it, the post already had more than a dozen comments. After a quick glance, Cheng Ziqian sat up straight instantly. I am Jiang Ye, a student majoring in economics at the School of Economics and Management. Regarding some unrealistic rumors on the forum recently, I would like to clarify, I have someone I like. I am not familiar with Meng. Thank you. Chapter 30 Jiang Ye's ex-girlfriend. When Jiang Ran returned to the dormitory, Meng Shui was not there. Fan Xing was sitting on a chair reading a book, and Fu Yinyan seemed to be following a TV series. Where have you been? Why are you back so late? Fu Yinyan took the potato chips handed to her by Jiang Ran. I went to look for someone. Jiang Ran didn't say Jiang Ye's name, fearing that Fu Yinyan would misunderstand again. Turning on his small desk lamp, Jiang Ran ate nuts while flipping through the book, History of Journalism and Communication, on the table. She didn't know how long it had been before she heard Fu Yinyan suddenly scream. Which of your husbands died again? Fan Xing asked calmly without even raising her head. Fu Yinyan is a 2D girl whose daily hobby is watching anime, but the strange thing is that any character she likes usually doesn't survive more than 3 episodes. Fu Yinyan quickly climbed down from the bed, holding up her phone. No. Forum. Hurry up. Fu Yinyan's tone was excited, with a gossipy gleam in her pupils. Girls who study journalism are extremely sensitive to news. I knew it. This wave of slapping in the face is fine. Fu Yinyan sat next to Jiang Ran and kept chattering. Jiang Ran's head ached because of her noise, so he closed the book and took the phone that was charging beside him. When he logged into the forum, he saw Jiang Ye's name without having to look through it. Her fingertips paused for a moment, and she clicked in suspiciously. 1L, is this Jiang Ye himself? Alive? 2L, why are you clarifying it now? 3L, it's obvious that Boss Jiang just registered his account. He never visited the forum before and didn't take these rumors seriously at all. 4L, I give full marks to this clarification. So cool. 5L, you really don't give me any face at all. You have someone you like, but he is not familiar with Meng. Doesn't this mean that the person you like is not Meng Shui at all? Can those who YY about her white moonlight stop now? 6L, that's not right. I remember that the school hunk said at the welcome party not long ago that he liked the journalism major. He wasn't confessing his love to Meng Shui. 67L, I can't believe that I have seen a big boss come out in person to clarify the rumors in my lifetime. I've lived long enough to see this. 68L, have you forgotten that Jiang Xiaokao has a sister who studies journalism? Maybe he just likes his sister and uses her as a shield. People are just overthinking. 69L, the latest news, someone said that he saw the campus beauty crying in class. She probably saw this post by the boss, so pitiful. There were more than 20 pages of comments at the end, but Jiang Ran didn't read on. An hour ago, the two of them were still discussing this issue. Jiang Ye did not explain much to her, but who knew that she would post a message to clarify as soon as she got back. After hesitating for a moment, she opened WeChat and found Jiang Ye's dialog box. I saw the post. Jiang Ye seemed busy and did not reply. Seeing this, Jiang Ran turned off his phone. Fu Yinyan beside him smiled maliciously. Your school hunk Jiang is so handsome. Just 2 or 3 sentences, this sentence of not familiar is really comforting. Fu Yinyan already knew what kind of person Meng Shui was and she had never liked her. She was a typical white lotus. What kind of girl do you think he likes? You two have been childhood sweethearts, you should know him well, right? Hearing this, Jiang Ran frowned. After what happened today, she didn't think she knew Jiang Ye very well. She had no idea who he liked. Jiang Ran shook his head. Fu Yinyan asked curiously, what was his ex-girlfriend like? Jiang Ye doesn't have an ex-girlfriend. Chapter 31 Jiang Ye won't like you. In Jiang Ran's memory, Jiang Ye really had never been in a relationship in the past 10 years. So there is no such thing as an ex-girlfriend. When Jiang Ye was in high school, he only focused on studying. Any earlier would have been impossible. When she first arrived at Dongda and heard Cheng Ziqin mention Meng Shui, she thought Jiang Ye was in love, so she was very surprised. Who knew it was a misunderstanding? Of course, there were some people under the post who said they didn't believe Jiang Ye's words, but Jiang Ran did. She was still clear about Jiang Ye's character. Since he dared to say so on the forum, it must be true. The school hunk's first love is still there. Fu Yinyan was surprised. Jiang Ye was so handsome and good at studying, he should have been the school hunk since he was a child, but he had never been in a relationship. The next second, Fu Yinyan's gaze fell on Jiang Ran's face, and she seemed to understand something. Fu Yinyan coughed lightly and asked tentatively, "By the way, Jiang Xiaokao doesn't like you, does he?" Hearing their voice, Jiang Ran's pupils dilated and he jumped up from his chair in shock. Fu Yinyan didn't expect her to react so strongly. She was so frightened that her hands shook and the chips spilled all over her. Fan Xing looked at the two startled people in silence. "How is this possible? Jiang. If Jiang Ye likes me, even a sow can climb a tree. We have been fighting since we were little. When I was little, I knocked out his front teeth and stole his chocolate. How could he like me? He hates me so much that he can't even stop. Every time we meet, it's like a sure field. Don't be ridiculous." Jiang Ran's ears turned red and he spoke incoherently. "Fu Yinyan, oh. And I don't like him like this either." Jiang Ran's voice gradually became smaller, and he realized that his reaction was a bit extreme. Fu Yinyan asked with a look that said, "I've seen through everything, what's he like? Self-righteous, sharp-tongued and full of nonsense." As for Jiang Ye's shortcomings, Jiang Ran could sit down and talk about them for 3 days and 3 nights. "Fu Yinyan, oh. I don't believe you at all." The WeChat message notification sound suddenly rang, saving Jiang Ran. Jiang Ran picked up the phone and saw that it was Jiang Ye. "Jiang Ye, what do you think?" Seeing his words, Jiang Ran's mouth twitched fiercely. What did she think? What should she think? Should I write a 2,000-word review for you? Thinking of this, Jiang Ran snorted and typed angrily. "Fairies only drink dew, men are really not good people, so heartless." Jiang Ye. Fairies only drink dew, their holidays are coming soon. Songxing said that we should go back together at the end of the month, do you want to go? Jiang Ye, okay. I'll go book the ticket. After changing the subject, Jiang Ran let out a long sigh of relief. After sending his ID card to Jiang Ye, Jiang Ran put his phone back to charge and ignored him. Meng Shui also came back at this time. Jiang Ran looked over and found that it was really the same as what was said on the forum. Meng Shui's eyes were red and she had cried. I don't know why, but Jiang Ran feels embarrassed when he sees Meng Shui now. Meng Shui didn't talk to them and went straight to bed to rest. Fan Xing never paid attention to these things and continued to read calmly. Fu Yinyan and Jiang Ran looked at each other and shrugged. As soon as the rain stopped in the evening, Jiang Ran, Fu Yinyan and Fan Xing planned to go out for dinner, but before they went out, they were stopped. Jiang Ran, are you and Jiang Ye really siblings? Meng Shui had stood behind them without them knowing. Chapter 32. Are you dating? To be honest, Jiang Ran had some feelings for Meng Shui when he first met her. Jiang Ran turned to look at Meng Shui and frowned. Did I say I was Jiang Ye's sister? From beginning to end, she didn't say anything. It was all made up by everyone. When did she admit that she and Jiang Ye have the same last name? Then what is your relationship with Jiang Ye? Meng Shui's face turned pale as if she had thought of something. Journalism major, isn't he Jiang Ran a journalism major? Are you dating? She asked through gritted teeth. So the person Jiang Ye confessed his love to that day was Jiang Ran. Jiang Ran was very dissatisfied with her questioning tone. She stepped forward on her high heels and asked coldly, why should I tell you about my relationship with Jiang Ye? Also, whether we are dating or not, Jiang Ye doesn't like you. Is this interesting to you? Before, seeing that she was a direct senior, he thought she was Jiang Ye's girlfriend, so he was quite polite to her. But now, Jiang Ran felt that it was unnecessary, really unnecessary. It's okay to have a falling out. She has never been afraid of anyone since she was a child. She even dares to confront Jiang Ye, so what is this small character? After a heavy rain, there was a lot of water and fallen leaves on the school road. The wind blew with a hint of chill, which was a sign of the arrival of autumn. Jiang Ran went out today wearing a Chanel-style jacket, paired with a suspender top and a short skirt, and her high heels made a loud noise. Fu Yinyan couldn't help but clap her hands. Great. She had thought Jiang Ran was the kind of naive girl, but now it seemed that she was following the script of Little Lajiao, and she was not shy when it came to scolding people. I really didn't expect, Jiang Ran, that you are a little wolf in white rabbit's skin. Looks weak and easy to bully, but will suddenly bite you if you get angry. Every word he says hits you in the heart and hits you right on the sore spot. Fu Yinyan thought about the scene just now and really regretted not using her mobile phone to record it. Jiang Ran stood in front of Meng Shui with her arms folded, her high heels a few centimeters taller than Meng Shui. The whole time she was looking at him with contempt, coupled with her aura, could only be described as crushing. Jiang Ran. What does this describe? But we are all in the same dormitory. We will see each other every day. It will inevitably be awkward in the future. Fan Xing spoke at the right time. Fan Xing's personality is not as immature as Fu Yinin's. She is steady in her work and can consider things that Fu Yinyin cannot consider. Although they didn't fight today, the relationship between Jiang Ran and Meng Shui has remained like this. No one can pretend that nothing happened. Anyway, the three of us won't pay any attention to her. If she knows what's best for her, she can just move out. Fu Yinyin had long disliked Meng Shui. If Meng Shui moved out, she would be so happy that she would buy 1,000 firecrackers and set them off around Dongda University. Jiang Ran didn't care much and said calmly, "Let her be. He's not important anyway." The three of them decided to go for a barbecue. Of course, Fan Xing was responsible for grilling, while Jiang Ran and Fu Yinyin were responsible for eating. I think it should be that Meng Shui likes Jiang the schoolboy and has been pursuing him, so he must have rejected her. I was thinking before that calling Meng Shui the department belle was a compliment to her, let alone the school belle. Who gave her the face? How could Jiang the schoolboy pursue her? He must be crazy. And by Yueguang? Bar. She is so shameless. Fu Yinyin complained while swallowing the barbecue in her mouth. Maybe those stories on the forum were posted by Meng Shui herself, such as running into Campus Prince Jiang and having a candlelight dinner with him, or Campus Prince Jiang picking her up after class and sending her back to the dormitory. She must have read too many romance novels. Chapter 33 Life is not easy, Ran sighs. Listening to Fu Yinin's complaints, Jiang Ran couldn't help but burst out laughing. I used to think that Jiang Ye's failure to come out and refute the rumors meant he agreed. Now it seems that he is simply too lazy to care. Fu Yinyin remembered that Jiang Ye's forum accounts were all newly registered. Jiang Ye's clarification and slap in the face were really loud and satisfying to watch. Jiang Ran nodded. It seems so. When I asked him, he didn't know clearly. He said he wasn't very familiar with Meng Shui. Fu Yinyin asked, "Were there many people chasing Jiang the school hunk when we were in high school?" Jiang Ran shrugged, saying helplessly, "Someone gave him candy when he was in kindergarten. But I ate them all." Jiang Ran felt a little proud when he said this. From childhood to adulthood, there were still many people chasing Jiang Ye, and they never stopped. The food given by those little girls ended up in her mouth. As for love letters and the like, Jiang Ye never read them and stuffed them all into her along with the snacks. Upon hearing this, Fu Yinyin clicked her tongue twice. Childhood sweethearts are good, but I don't have one. By the way, Ran, where are you and Jiang Xiaokao from? It's in Kyoto, a little far from Cloud City. Yuncheng is in the north, close to the capital of China, while Kyoto is far to the south, and most of the area is a water town with Jiangnan characteristics. Then why did you travel so far to study? And with Jiang Shuahu's grades, he should be able to get into Imperial University, right? Taito University is ranked number 1 in the country, so given Jiang Ye's conditions, there would be no problem for him to go there. Jiang Ye's grandfather's family is in Yuncheng, so I came here. I originally wanted to go to the imperial capital, but my family was worried about me being alone outside, so they let me go to the same school as Jiang Ye. He is in charge of my pocket money now, and my parents asked him to keep an eye on me and report anything to them. It's probably just a mobile surveillance camera. Life is not easy. Jiang Ran sighed, so, childhood sweethearts aren't that good either. Soon the National Day and Mid-Autumn Festival holidays came together, and there were no flights back to Kyoto with good times. Jiang Ye, Jiang Ran, and Songxing landed on the second day, at 2 o'clock in the middle of the night. Jiang Ran slept all the way and was still not fully awake when he got off the plane. Because the three of them had no checked luggage, they left directly, and the Jiang family's driver was waiting at the airport gate early. The three families live in the same villa area, so one car is enough. When he got home, Jiang's parents had already gone to bed. Jiang Ran yawned, went upstairs to take a quick shower, then hurried to bed and fell asleep. The next morning, when Jiang Ran went downstairs, Jiang's father and mother had finished breakfast. "Oh my baby, you've become so thin." Mother Jiang stepped forward and hugged her daughter, looking her left and right, eyes full of heartache. Jiang Ran smiled flatteringly, I just lost a pound. You're so surprised. Father Jiang came in after watering the flowers in the yard. He was originally disdainful of his wife, but when he saw Jiang Ran, his pupils trembled. Why are you so dark? Why do you look like you just came back from Africa? Jiang Ran, it's not that exaggerated. Okay, go have breakfast. Although Jiang's father and mother had already eaten, they were afraid that Jiang Ran would be bored, so they sat over to keep her company. How about college courses? Jiang Ran picked up the steamed bun and said, it's okay. It's not that difficult. Jiang's father and mother asked some random questions, and Jiang Ran answered them one by one. After finishing the last mouthful of porridge, Jiang Ran stared at Jiang Dad and suddenly asked, Dad, how much money does our family have? Chapter 34 Mr. Jiang will support you. The most important thing is, the shares of the company under my name, and the house that my grandfather gave me before, how much money are there? This was the main purpose of Jiang Ran's visit during the National Day holiday. She originally thought that she would just play around Yuncheng during the holiday, but when she thought of Jiang Ye, she thought it would be better to make her son feel at ease as soon as possible. Jiang's father looked puzzled and stared at Jiang Ran for a few seconds before speaking. Did you borrow campus loans because your pocket money was not enough? Or did you secretly go to the casino? Father Jiang said in a serious tone. The corner of Jiang Ran's mouth twitched uncontrollably. None of that. I just want to know roughly how much money I have, and can you give me my previous bank card? When Jiang Ran came in, Jiang Hui happened to be coming downstairs and the two bumped into each other. Jiang Hui didn't expect to see Jiang Ran. Jiang Ran was very happy to see Jiang Hui and waved at him, Brother Jiang Hui. Jiang Hui put his uniform jacket on his arm and raised his free hand to rub Jiang Ran's head. It's been a month since we last met, and Ran is beautiful again. Jiang Ran chuckled. Although she felt a little embarrassed, she was still very happy to hear this. Compared with Jiang Hui, Jiang Ye can't say such nice words. Is college hard? Did you make new friends? Jiang Hui remembered that Jiang Ran had posted on WeChat moments and seemed to have a good relationship with his roommate. It's okay. It's not too hard. I made 2 friends. They are my roommates. We are from the same department but not in the same class. Jiang Hui had a smile on his face the whole time and listened very attentively. Brother Jiang Hui, are you leaving? Jiang Ran was afraid of delaying his work. Well, the National Day flights are too tight. I have to fly to Los Angeles today. Then I won't bother you anymore. I'll go find Jiang Ye. Go ahead, he's in the room upstairs. Jiang Hui smiled gently and pointed upstairs. After watching Jiang Ran go upstairs and disappear around the corner, Jiang Hui picked up his flight case and left. In fact, Jiang Ye saw Jiang Ran from upstairs when she appeared outside the Jiang family's door. Hearing the knock on the door that was so late, Jiang Ye guessed that Jiang Ran might have met Jiang Hui. I looked up at the clock on the wall. Well, we had been chatting for nearly 10 minutes. I don't know what to say. The door in front of him opened. Jiang Ran looked at Jiang Ye, who had a cold face, and said, Why do you have such a stinky face all day? You should smile when you see me. This is called politeness. Hearing this, Jiang Ye smiled at her. It was just a fake, forced smile that only lasted for a moment. Jiang Ran was not angry. She sat on his bed in a familiar manner and smiled mysteriously at him. Jiang Ye didn't know why Jiang Ran was so happy. He guessed it might be because he had just met Jiang Hui. Thinking of this, Jiang Ye became even more depressed, and his expression became even uglier than before. Looking at the car leaving outside, Jiang Ran said to herself, I just saw Brother Jiang Hui. It seems that it was 2 months ago since I last saw Brother Jiang Hui. He is so busy. It was Jiang Hui again. Jiang Ye took a deep breath and said nothing. By the way, Brother Jiang Hui will not be a captain in the future. If Uncle Jiang retires, Brother Jiang Hui will be the boss of Beijing Airlines. Beijing Airlines is actually the Jiang family's airline, and it is one of the best in the country. You yourself. Jiang Ye was a little impatient with her noise. Hey. Before he could finish his words, Jiang Ran stretched out his hand and handed him a card. Jiang Ye frowned, puzzled. Although Jinghang will belong to Brother Jiang Hui in the future, it doesn't matter. Mr. Jiang said he would support you and he will definitely not break his promise. Jiang Ran proudly shook the black card in his hand. Chapter 35 Father's love is like a mountain. Seeing that Jiang Ye was unmoved, Jiang Ran thought it was too little. Although the money in it is not enough to buy a Beijing Airlines passenger plane, I have saved it for many years. Don't be disgusted. I will give it to you after I save more. Tomorrow I will ask a lawyer to calculate the property under my name, and then I will give you half. Jiang Ye. Jiang Ye felt like he was hallucinating. Is it still not enough? Seeing his strange expression as if he had eaten a fly, Jiang Ran thought it was not enough. Yes, after all, Jiang Ye had been the young master of the Jiang family since he was a child, and this little money was really not worth it. Thinking of this, Jiang Ran gritted his teeth and said, "Then I'll give you 80%. There's really no more, don't push it." Although Jiang Ran usually looked heartless and disliked Jiang Ye, she was never vague or stingy when it came to such important matters. The last time Jiang Ye heard Jiang Ran say that she would support him, he didn't really take it seriously, but he still found what she said very useful. But he really didn't expect Jiang Ran to be serious. No need. He was not so poor that he needed Jiang Ran to support him. He still wanted to support Jiang Ran. Raising ginger is a very expensive thing. Bags, clothes, shoes, daily necessities and jewelry, each item starts at 5 or 6 figures. Jiang Ran handed the card forward again and said, "I'll contact a lawyer as soon as possible." Do you know what giving these to me means? Jiang Ye took the card and played with it in his hand. Jiang Ye felt helpless. It would be a lie to say that he was not moved. After all, this was not something that could be measured by money. The 80% of the property included nearly 90% of Jiang Ran's shares in Jiang's group. If it was given to him, Jiang Ran would only be a small shareholder in Jiang's group and would not be able to stir up any trouble. He would become the second largest shareholder of Jiang's group. If I were a bad person, I could use what you gave me to change the Jiang family's name to a new owner. This is not a difficult thing to do. Jiang Ye still held the black card in his hand, but his expression when he looked at Jiang Ran was particularly serious. It's a pity you're not. Jiang Ran didn't take it to heart at all. He patted his shoulder nonchalantly and said with a smile, "What's mine is yours. Why are you being polite? Father's love is like a mountain." Hearing her answer, Jiang Ye was very happy. She trusted him very much, which proved that he was still very important in her heart and was not dispensable. But there was one thing that was very strange. Does your father agree? He knew that Jiang's father was afraid that Jiang Ran would not listen to him in college, so he confiscated her bank card before Jiang Ran started school, which was the one Jiang Ran gave him now. Jiang's father transferred all the pocket money Jiang Ran used in college into his card. Now that the card is back in Jiang Ran's hands, it must have been given by Jiang's father. And as for the shares and so on, if Jiang Ran wants to move them, he must first get Jiang's father's consent. Jiang Ran shrugged, "My dad won't interfere. After all, this is my property." Although she didn't tell her father explicitly that she wanted to give it to Jiang Ye, her father didn't ask any further questions and said that she had the right to distribute it as long as she didn't use it to do anything bad. The Jiang family has always doted on Jiang Ran without any bottom line, otherwise how would Jiang Ran get the title of Little Princess? Jiang Ye didn't know what to say for a moment. He was silent for a long time. He slowly exhaled and smiled at her, "Keep it for yourself. Even if Jinghang doesn't have a share for me, I still have my grandfather." Chapter 36 Will you like her? Old Cheng is one of the richest businessmen in Yuncheng. He has 2 daughters and now has 2 grandsons, Jiang Ye and Jiang Ye. Therefore, the Cheng family's property will be divided between them in the future. And a large part of it will be given to Jiang Ye. Of course, Jiang Ye never thought about relying on anyone. He just wanted to let Jiang Ran know that it didn't matter if the Jiang family was gone, and he wasn't actually in such a bad state. Girls are meant to be pampered and supported by men. What's yours is yours. From now on, what's mine is yours. Jiang Ye took her hand and put the card back. He never thought about asking Jiang Ran to support him, he only thought about supporting Jiang Ran in the future. Everything he does so hard now is to give her better in the future. After all, raising Jiang Ran is a very expensive hobby. From bags, clothes, shoes, cosmetics to jewelry, none of Jiang Ran's items cost less than 5 figures. Any piece of jewelry in her room cabinet costs at least 1 million yuan. Most of her things are limited edition and one of a kind in the world. You don't have to support me. I can support you in the future. Jiang Ye looked at her, his eyelashes trembled slightly, and his eyes were filled with emotion. Hearing this, Jiang Ran was stunned, and the next second she fell into his dark eyes, as if there was a whirlpool that she couldn't escape. Jiang Ran couldn't remember how she got home. She was in a daze all the way. Fortunately, her home was not far from Jiang Ye's home. It was just next door. Sitting on the hanging chair on the first floor, Jiang Ran swayed slowly. Her eyes were always on the black card in her hand, but her thoughts were not here. It was as if she had returned, but her soul was with Jiang Ye. The only thing in her mind now was Jiang Ye's words, "You don't have to support me, I can support you in the future." She didn't think anything of it when she said, "I will support you," to Jiang Ye before, but now after listening to Jiang Ye's words, she kept thinking about it over and over again and always felt that Jiang Ye's words were a bit ambiguous, unlike some kind of promise. For some reason, Jiang Ran thought of the question that Fu Yinyan had asked him before. "Jiang Ye, will you like her?" But as soon as this idea came out, it was denied by Jiang Ran. "I really never thought about what it would be like for her and Jiang Ye to be together. It's unlikely no matter how you think about it." Jiang Ran still felt that if Jiang Ye liked her, even a sow could climb a tree. It was too outrageous. She felt that being nice to Jiang Ye and Songxing was a natural thing for her. They had known each other for more than 10 or 20 years, and the three families were old friends. Their relationship was so good that there was nothing to say. On the contrary, she took it for granted that Jiang Ye and Songxing were nice to her. With a ding-dong sound, the phone screen lit up and Jiang Ye sent a message. Running so fast. After staring at the message from Jiang Ye for a minute, Jiang Ran typed a reply, "The gas at home is not turned off." Jiang Ye knew that she was shy, so he replied with an "oh" and did not tease her anymore because he was afraid that she would get angry. "What are your plans for tomorrow's holiday? Are you going out?" He changed the subject in time. "Nothing has been arranged. Would you like to go on a self-driving tour?" "Okay." Jiang Ran replied with 2 words readily. Jiang Ye stared at the screen and smiled. Before he had time to type, he saw another message from Jiang Ran. "The fairy only drinks dew, I'll notify Songxing for you." Jiang Ye's smile froze. The next day, Songxing came to Jiang's house early with a backpack on his back. "Let's go pick up the little princess together, maybe we can even have breakfast with her." Jiang Ye didn't even look at him and walked out the door with the key. Songxing was ignored, ? Chapter 37 Underground Love Affair. The three of them set off. Jiang Ye acted as the driver, Songxing sat in the passenger seat, and Jiang Ran occupied the entire back seat, lying there leisurely eating the snacks Songxing gave her. For some reason, Songxing always felt that something was wrong along their way. Jiang Ye looked at him intentionally or unintentionally, as if he was looking at an enemy. He thought about it carefully and it seemed that he had not provoked this big guy for some time. Songxing had no idea that in Jiang Ye's eyes, he was just a high-wattage, blindingly bright light bulb. Of course Jiang Ran didn't do it on purpose, because they had always been together as a group of 3 since they were little. Plus, she and Jiang Ye were rarely peaceful and harmonious together, and there were always times when they argued and were dissatisfied with each other, and Songxing was the neighborhood committee auntie who came out to mediate, so she informed Songxing completely subconsciously and reasonably. The destination was chosen by Jiang Ye, which is a 4-hour drive from downtown Kyoto. It is neither too close nor too far. During the National Day holiday, there were always people everywhere, especially in scenic spots. So Jiang Ye chose a small place with few people, in the mountains, where he planned to go camping with Jiang Ran, and Songxing, the light bulb. Because the location is remote, Jiang Ye prepared sufficient supplies. As for why we chose this place, it is because this location is the best place to see the night view and sunrise nearby. Passing by the service area, Songxing was heading to the bathroom, as if he had drunk too much milk at Jiang Ran's house that morning. Jiang Ye leaned against the car door to light a cigarette, occasionally glancing into the distance with a dull expression. Hearing the sound of a lighter, Jiang Ran leaned out of the car window and looked at a certain bad boy. "Hey, do you know that smoking is harmful to your health? Your lungs will turn black." Jiang Ye remained unmoved. Seeing this, Jiang Ran got a little angry. He suddenly felt that being Jiang Ye's father was too tiring. This son of a bitch was not obedient at all. But thinking of love and responsibility, she pushed the door open and got out of the car, reaching out to grab the cigarette from his mouth, and did not forget to teach him a lesson. Why don't you listen, kid? Why do you care so much? Jiang Ye held a cigarette in his mouth and raised his head slightly, not letting her touch it. Jiang Ran stood on tiptoe to grab it and found that height was really a fatal flaw. Seeing Jiang Ran struggling, Jiang Ye smiled maliciously. Jiang Ran was most familiar with his smile and knew very well that he was mocking him. Jiang Ran never thought she was short before, her height was normal and average among girls. But every time she was in front of Jiang Ye, she looked so small, and Jiang Ye always laughed at her height, so she had to wear a pair of high heels when she went out to cover up the fact that she was short. A second before Song Xing came back, Jiang Ran's high heels suddenly tilted as she stepped on something, causing her to lose balance and fall into Jiang Ye's arms, and Song Xing happened to catch this scene. While looking at Jiang Ye and Jiang Ran hugging each other against the car door, Song Xing seemed to have returned to a month ago and saw the two of them kissing passionately in his house. Last time these two people denied it vigorously, now they can't escape. Hearing the noise behind her, Jiang Ran guessed that Song Xing was overthinking again. She held Jiang Ye's arm and stepped out. She looked back at Song Xing without any guilt. What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? Why are you so nervous? Are you feeling guilty? Song Xing smiled meaningfully and moved his big face close to Jiang Ran. Jiang Ran slapped him. Look, you're angry because I found out, right? Song Xing pointed at her, his expression changing from excitement to grief. We agreed to be good brothers to each other, but you two actually had a secret relationship behind my back. Chapter 38 Unspeakable. Jiang Ran. What the hell is going on? Jiang Ran knew that Song Xing would not believe anything he said, so he looked at Jiang Ye for help. The latter was still standing by the car door, holding an unlit cigarette between his fingers, looking as if he was staying out of the matter. Jiang Ran was a little angry. It was obviously related to him, so what did this attitude of watching the show mean? Finally, under Jiang Ran's death gaze, Song Xing didn't dare to say anything more and got into the car silently. Although Song Xing didn't say anything, Jiang Ran could feel his eyes lingering on him and Jiang Ye all the way, which was self-evident. Jiang Ran had no choice but to put on his sunglasses angrily, not loving anyone. Cars cannot drive up the mountain, so you can only hike up. The three of them carried quite a lot of stuff with them, and it took them an hour to reach the top of the mountain after stopping and walking along the way. Jiang Ran picked up a piece of clothing and threw it on the ground, then sat on it without any regard. Yesterday, she just heard Jiang Ye say that he wanted to go on a self-driving tour, so she agreed. After all, she had no plans for this holiday. But just now when the car stopped and Jiang Ye asked her to take her things up the mountain, there was only one thing left in her mind. I regret it very much now, I regret it very much. If she hadn't turned 18 and didn't have a driver's license, she would have driven away in Jiang Ye's car. The only thing she was thankful for was that she had brought a pair of flat shoes. Otherwise, if she climbed the mountain with high heels, she would probably die halfway before she could see the top of the mountain. Turning my head to look at Jiang Ye, he had already started setting up the tent. Looking closely, I saw that his face was calm, he didn't look tired at all, and he wasn't even sweating. It would have been fine if I hadn't watched it, but after watching it, I felt even more unbalanced. Song Xing took 2 breaths and then went up to help Jiang Ye set up the tent without resting for long. It's getting late now, I have to hurry and finish these, otherwise I will have no place to stay tonight. Of course, he and Jiang Ye, 2 grown men, can live anywhere, but there is a little princess there. When he knew Jiang Ye was going to camp, he was a little confused. Which boy doesn't like camping? Just thinking about it is exciting. But Jiang Ran definitely doesn't like it. Song Xing could think of it with his feet, so he didn't believe that Jiang Ye couldn't think of it. On their way here, he was still wondering if Jiang Ye was deliberately playing tricks on Jiang Ran. But after seeing their underground romance, he began to understand a little. After all, it was a dark and windy night, in the wilderness, and a man and a woman were doing something unspeakable. TSK. Song Xing turned around and saw Jiang Ran was still resting, so he moved closer to Jiang Ye and said in a voice that only the two of them could hear, "You two said you came out to seek excitement, why did you bring me along?" Song Xing also realized that he was now just a light bulb. Jiang Ye. Jiang Ye smiled at him. Song Xing touched his nose awkwardly and didn't ask any more questions. Mainly because he read some cow-nemer meaning from Jiang Ye's he. Forget it, I can't afford to offend you. Because of Songshin, Jiang Ye had no choice but to prepare another tent. Jiang Ran slept in one, and he and Songshin made do with it. After setting up the tent, the two men went to collect firewood. Jiang Ran stayed in the tent waiting for them with little interest. The signal on the mountain is not very good, and the mobile network is sometimes good and sometimes bad. Jiang Ran was bored and playing the game console brought by Songshin. She pressed the buttons hard while complaining about Jiang Ye, as if it was Jiang Ye who was being beaten to death by her in the game. As the sky darkened, fires started on the river and in the wild. Looking at his skillful techniques, Jiang Ran asked from the bottom of his heart, "When did you learn all this messy stuff?" Chapter 39. I want to go home to my mom. Jiang Ye is a young master who has been pampered by the Jiang family since childhood. Not only did he know how to make the bed and put on the sheets, but now he can also make a fire and set up a tent. Jiang Ran seriously suspected that Jiang Ye was afraid of being expelled from the Jiang family and abandoned, so he secretly learned these survival skills so that he would not starve to death in the future. Thinking of this, Jiang Ran's resentment disappeared, and all his emotions turned into heartache. Although Jiang Ye is a bit of a sycophant, Jiang Ran likes his optimistic and positive attitude towards life, and even wants to give him a thumbs up. What a good role model for contemporary youth. Isn't this basic common sense? However, the next second, Jiang Ye struck out with a powerful punch, and with just one sentence, Jiang Ran's heartfelt emotion and relief were shattered into pieces. Jiang Ran, silence. As night fell, the three of them had a simple dinner. When Jiang Ran was resting, he looked up and fell into the entire galaxy above his head. She opened her mouth in surprise. She had only seen pictures of the starry sky on the internet. This was the first time in her life that she had seen such a beautiful starry sky so realistically. At this moment, Jiang Ran felt that everything today was worth it. "It's so beautiful," she exclaimed and couldn't help but stand up. Jiang Ye stood behind her, looked up at the stars, and then looked at her. Jiang Ran has liked shiny things since she was a child, and this hobby has been maintained until now. He thought that she probably had no shortage of things like diamonds, so he thought of taking her out to see the stars and watch the sunrise. "It's too late to go abroad this time. I'll take you to Murmansk next time when I have time. There's a good chance you can see the aurora." Hearing their voice, Jiang Ran turned around and looked at him, his eyes full of joy. Jiang Ye felt that the stars above her head were not as bright and beautiful as the stars in her eyes. The atmosphere now is friendly and just the right amount of romantic. "Songshin, aurora. Sure, let's go together. Of course, it would be better if some light bulb would just shut up at this time." Songshin loves geography and has long wanted to visit a city near the Arctic Circle when he had the chance, but he didn't want to go alone. Now, the three of them can go together. Jiang Ye glanced over coldly, his teeth gnashing loudly. Of course, Songshin was now immersed in his own world and did not receive the warning he sent. "Okay. Then the three of us will go together. When is the next holiday? At the end of the year? Or maybe a long holiday next year? I want to see the aurora once in my life, it's so beautiful. I've seen the pictures, they are beautiful." The two people in front were chatting enthusiastically without restraint, and Jiang Ye suddenly became their light bulb, which made him feel a little depressed. After looking at the starry sky, Jiang Ran was bored and pulled Jiang Ye and Songshin to play landlord for a while. Finally, it was too boring and he went back to sleep. The temperature in the mountains dropped sharply at night. When the wind blew, the leaves around rustled. The sound of the wind was like the howling of ghosts and wolves, which woke Jiang Ran up directly. This was the first time that Jiang Ran had this kind of experience. Thinking that he was now deep in the mountains and forests, he no longer felt the excitement he had felt when he watched the stars before. She just wants to go home to her mother now. Next door, Songshin was sleeping soundly and carefree. Jiang Ye was lying on the side and couldn't fall asleep at all because of his gurgling. After tossing and turning for an unknown amount of time, he heard someone knocking on his tent and could vaguely hear someone calling his name. Their voice was so soft and trembling that it made him think too much, but fortunately Jiang Ye did not believe in ghosts and gods. Chapter 40, Sleep Together? He knew very well who was outside. Jiang Ye didn't hesitate, put on his coat, got up and went out with his phone. Outside the tent, Jiang Ran was squatting there wrapped in a thin coat. She was completely relieved when she saw him. "What's wrong?" Jiang Ye turned on the flashlight and stared at her in confusion. Jiang Ran made a bitter face and said aggrievedly, "I want to go to the toilet." Jiang Ye exhaled, his tone helpless. "I'll accompany you." There was no one nearby, and there was naturally no public toilet here, so he could only find a place to relieve himself. After finding a secluded place, Jiang Ye turned around, and the light from his phone shone on the ground under his feet. "Find a place in the back, I'll wait for you here." Jiang Ran responded weakly and walked to the back with his cell phone. "Don't leave secretly. If you leave me alone, I will not let you go even if I become a ghost." She looked back every few steps, fearing that Jiang Ye would run away. "Jiang Ye, I'm so good to you, you can't do this to me. If you leave the little fairy here alone, you'll be put in a pig cage." She was willing to give him the Jiang shares. If Jiang Ye dared to run away at this time, she would pretend to die on the spot. Jiang Ye was extremely annoyed by her. He turned around and pointed his phone at her, saying in a deep voice, "If you say another word of nonsense, I'll leave." Finally, Jiang Ran walked away with a pout, feeling quite dissatisfied and uneasy. When she came back, Jiang Ye was still standing there, seemingly without moving, the light from his phone still shining on the ground. Hearing the noise, Jiang Ye urged, "Hurry up." "Coming, coming." Jiang Ran followed. A minute later, in front of the tent, Jiang Ran grabbed Jiang Ye's arm and stopped him from leaving. Jiang Ye had a headache and didn't know what she was going to do. "We have to get up at 5:30 to watch the sunrise. Why aren't you asleep yet? Are you sure you can get up in the morning? It's almost 1 o'clock now." Jiang Ran didn't let go, looking aggrieved. She said pitifully, "It's too dark here. I'm scared and I don't dare to sleep alone." Jiang Ye probably understood what she meant, so he remembered that Jiang Ran was indeed timid. After hesitating for a while, Jiang Ran said carefully, "How about Songsheng and I sleep in the same tent, and you can sleep here?" "Jiang Ye?" He slowly typed a question mark. Jiang Ye never expected to be so angry without any preparation. "Songsheng snores, I can't sleep, how can you sleep? What should we do then?" Jiang Ran frowned. Jiang Ye stared at her without saying anything, but his eyes were fiery, as if he was hinting at something. "Or, you can just guard the door of my tent. You can't sleep anyway." "Jiang Ye?" Jiang Ye really wanted to ask her how she had the nerve to say such words. "Hey Jiang Ye." In the pitch-black tent, Jiang Ran and Jiang Ye were lying together, within reach of each other with a slight movement of their arms. "What again?" Jiang Ye lost his patience. "Where are we going tomorrow?" "Go home. It's just one day of fun." Jiang Ye was too lazy to pay attention to her. "Jiang Ye, it's my birthday. Have you prepared a gift? Are you going to sleep or not? You're really unprepared." "Well, it seems like your feelings are still not there yet." "Yeah, after all, it's just a fake brotherhood. I understand and I don't blame you. You can give Songsheng a sports car for his 19th birthday, but I am not worthy of a single stitch of yours for my 18th birthday." "Jiang Ye,